Okay, guys, good afternoon. Let's work on more joins and subqueries today. And if I have time, we'll do the assignment. I'm not sure. Otherwise, I'm planning to give it to you next week. Let's see how much we can do. Okay, so we had finished my contacts jobs, I think. Okay, so now you can start opening the rest of the script. We'll go to my contacts jobs 2 and then to the other ones. Okay, so open up these scripts. These were given last week for students who weren't here last week. These were given last week on Blackboard. Okay, so this is Friday. No, we have to go to Wednesday. So I'll work with the jobs 2 one now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't we originally going to do clear scripts and sports tables too?
We will after this.
Of course.
We'll do it after this.
My contacts job 2.
Sorry? Yes. Contacts 2, yeah. Okay, can we start? Let's settle down. Please settle down, everybody. Right? No talking, nothing, please, so that we can start this because it will take time, right? So as I said, the aim is now, last week I introduced you to joins and a little bit of subqueries. In joins, we talked about inner joins and outer joins. And under inner joins, we've done the natural join, the equi-join. We haven't yet done not equal to, but I mean, it's just a condition. We also talked about outer join, which comes in 2 flavors, the right outer join and the left outer join. The only difference between the two, if you remember, was the placement of the tables with which you were working, right? Also, we did a cross join, which was basically a join of a table with another table without any condition. It's just a Cartesian product. Also, a self join, which is the join of a table with itself. Okay, so we've covered all these kind of. I've given you an introduction to all of these and given a foundation, and now we will build upon this to answer queries that I've given you these scripts for. So you have 3 scripts already with you. You have this one, which is called contacts jobs _2. Then you have the beer scripts, and then you also have one more, sports one, right? So the aim is as much as I can finish, and then once I have a little bit under the belt, then you are ready for the assignment. You're not yet ready for the assignment till I do a little more today. So you've seen them, you have had one class with them, you know about it. Let's practice it more, at least with this script. And I'll see if I want to give the assignment today or next week. I don't know, or just maybe give it and say, here, start doing it, and then you can complete it in class or something. That way, because you won't be able to finish it in necessarily even 3 hours in class, because it's joins, right? It will take time. So I'm trying to make a big assignment and do everything together, joins and subqueries, maybe give you part of it, and then when you have a little more experience, give you part of it. So we are in week 11. So basically we have 3 weeks, right? 11, 12, and 13. That's all we have, because 14th will be your exam week. So do I want to give a whole class for you to do the assignment? I'm not very sure, right? So maybe I'll just say, here, take it. Then you can bring it to class and ask anything you need to ask and so on. So I've made it. It's ready now. It has around 16 questions, but it is based both on queries and on subqueries and joins. Okay. Okay. So let's do a little more of it. As you practice, you will definitely get better on it. And again, keep in mind, there could be more than one ways to answer a question. Sometimes you may be asked to do it a certain way. Other times you may be asked to do it the most efficient way, right? So you have to understand what's efficient and which is better. Is inner join better? Is an outer join better? And efficiency comes from how many tables are you trying to join and what are you trying to look in them. Okay, so when I do some the examples with you today, I'll kind of make you think, oh, this is a better way of doing it than this. So sometimes the same question can be answered in many ways. It can be done with an inner join also, an outer join also, and a subquery also. So the aim is that you understand all of them and are able to differentiate between which is more efficient and which one should I use. Okay, so that's also the purpose. Just doing it without any thinking will not help. Okay, so we'll start. If you can open up the script that is called my contacts underscore jobs underscore 2, we'll go from there. Okay. Okay, so it's a simple script for now. All I've done is I've created, and you worked on this last week. At the end of the last week, you did this. So we have some contacts, right, where the contact ID is the key. Then we have the job current table, and the job current table we had added. We had said the title will be not null, and so will the salary and start date. And do I have it? No, I still have the same script. So if you want, you can add that too. You can go title not null. So if a person is in job, you can add not null to all these fields. We did it last week also. Unless, again, as I said, if in a query I have to add something, and that's why I think I had removed it. If I need to, I'll see. Because right now, everything is okay. So I think in one of the queries, I will be adding some data, and therefore, because these fields are null, I didn't create them as not null here. That's why I had changed this script. Anyway, so that's job current. And then in the job current is some data. Which person is doing which job, what is his or her salary, and what were the date on which they were hired, right? Table number 3, job desired. People are looking for jobs. And so who is looking for a job is the contact ID, the title they are looking for. And I think this should be a not null too. Otherwise, what's the sense of saying I'm looking for a job? But again, oops. So if you like, we can go with the not null here. I'm not sure. I think I've given it in everything. So these were, I think, removed when I wanted to answer some queries. So if you require, I'll do it. The salary low says I'm ready to take a salary lower than this. Okay. So if you want to make a comment, so salary low means I'm fine to take, or you could read it another way. You could say this is a minimum I'll take. So depending upon how you interpret it, we will answer the queries accordingly. So salary low means ready to take a salary lower than this. Maybe, I mean, we'll have to make a point. We'll have to see what we have to do. And the salary high, again, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. But remember, I've taken this data from somewhere. So salary high could be this is the one I'm expecting, right? Or low could be this is where I'm ready to go. This is the lowest I will take. And high could be your expectation. Okay, so we'll make one point so that when we answer our queries, we know what we are looking for. And then comes the job listings. Job listings is not related to any table. It is just an independent table which has a job ID, a title, a salary, and a zip. And again, I'll make this not null. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Which job is available doesn't make sense if you don't have a title. And zip, I'm not sure. Maybe or maybe not null. Again, remember the zips is the field that will help me to find out where is this available, where is this job available, right? That's what the zip field is. So as and when I'll remove it. Okay, so let's make a decision about this before we go on. I don't know how to read it then. So let's say high is expectation and low is till where would you like to go? So that we can make a note here, right? Because we'll be using it. So let's say expecting. Would you like to read it this way? Because otherwise, what does high mean, right? So this is my expecting salary. And what about low then?
Least
Base, this is ready to take a salary as low as this. Shall we read it that way? No, these are people who are looking for a job. So people are looking for a job and they are saying this is what I'm expecting and I can go to this. That's what the salary low and salary high means, right? Salary high means I'm expecting to get this much, but I'm ready to go to this level. So your high will always be more than low. So I'm expecting 10,000, but I'm okay to go till 9,000. Kind of is what that's what my interpretation is of this, right? So what do you say? Make sense? So that we have this because there will be some queries on this. Okay. So this script for students who were not here last week, these scripts are available on Blackboard under weekly learning, right? I think it was called week 10 or week 9. Maybe I gave it to you in week 9. I can't remember now. But whatever is last in your weekly learning, not in your section, just generally in weekly learning, pick it up. It's a zip file. And we worked on a few and we are working on more. Okay, so again, we'll make a ERD. Remember I said ERD is entity relationship diagrams. And again, you will be expected to make an entity relationship diagram in your assignment, in your next assignment. In the exam, I'm not so sure because it does take a little time. It will depend upon what I'm giving, but in the assignment, I'll ask you to make one. You can do so with hand if you like. You can use Visio if you like. You can use this one if you like, whatever works for you. I'll be asking for a hard copy. So you should know how to make it, okay? Because it's something which is important when you do databases. So we have gone the opposite route. I have done the reverse engineer. So what I do is I start. So oops, let me run this script once. So see that you run the script once. And of course, if we have any problems, we'll know that too. Okay, so all the tables are ready, right? You have the my contacts table, the job current 2, desired 3, and so on. Okay, and the database is called DB jobs. Okay, so go ahead and start making your diagram. We'll go reverse engineer, so not the right one to go. See that you pick up the right connection, the database and everything. It will say I've retrieved the information. Pick up the one that you would like to create it on. So mine is called DB jobs. Oops. There it is. So see that you only have one clicked, right? Because then it will create for all of them. So DB jobs is the database with which you're going to work, and say next. So it will retrieve the objects. There are 4 tables, 5 tables there. We'll know for a minute. There are 4 tables, and it will create the table. And there it is. So keep in mind that your storage engine, which is the default as far as I know, the default engine is InnoDB, and InnoDB will, as I showed you in an example, the InnoDB will enforce foreign key constants. So a foreign key is a field that occurs in a table whose values are retrieved from values in another table, right? In which the other table, it is a primary key. Usually it is a primary key. It could be a non-primary key, but it is usually a primary key. So what you see here, that there exists a relationship one-to-many between the my contacts and the job current, right? And there exists a one-to-many between my contacts and job desired. And the connecting field is the contact ID. Okay, that's what it means. It's the contact ID. If you kind of see for now, it's a one-to-one. Every contact in the table is only occurring once in the other 2 tables, but because there is a foreign key, it's not looking at data, it's only looking at the structure of the table. So it says, oh, it's a foreign key, it can draw its value from there, it just makes it a one-to-many relationship. But if you look at my data, and if you kind of logically think about it, the people who have a particular contact can only occur once in job current, unless we say, oh, a person can have more than 1 jobs, right? For now, it's only one-to-one relationship. And similarly, contact ID with job desired, for now, I'm saying, oh, this person desires a job, but the same person can desire as many number of jobs. I could say, oh, I want to be a computer programmer. I could say, I want to be a database programmer. I could also say, I would like to go in mainframe programming. So therefore, the one-to-many is not referring to the data. It doesn't know what you will put in it. What it is referring to is the structure of the table. And all that you've said in the structure, that it is a foreign key and it will reference values. That's all you've said. So it says, oh, if it can reference values, it will be a one-to-many relationship. So right now, for me, looking at my data, it's a one-to-one and one-to-one relationship. One contact only occurs once in the job desired table, and one contact only occurs once in the job current table. But that doesn't mean it can't occur more than once, right? It's a foreign key. It could occur more than once. Okay, so that's why it's showing you a one-to-many. But if you look at the data, there's nothing like that. So keep in mind, it's not looking at data, it's looking at your definition. All you've said is that's my contacts. And in the job current table, you've said I have a contact ID, I have a salary, and I have a start date. And the contact ID is the primary key in this table also. So primary key has to be unique. So why is it showing a one-to-many relationship? Then it's a one-to-one, right? If contact ID is the primary key, that means it has to be unique and not null. It can only occur once. Then there is only a one-to-one relationship. But ERD is not showing the right relationship then. It should be able to interpret that if contact ID is the primary key here, it can only occur once. That is strange, isn't it? Maybe try it in another tool. My workbench is not giving the right picture. You see what I'm saying? There is a contact ID in the contacts table and it's a primary key there. That means it can only occur once. It's unique and not null. And the contact ID is also the primary key here. And it can only occur once. It can't occur more than once. So one contact can only have one job. So the relationship is a one-to-one. That's strange. That is a one-to-one. So see what do I mean? If I kind of try for the same person 9, just because it's the last record and it's easy to copy. If I take this and I add another one, and this person also wants to be a chef or whatever. And if I run this script, it should give me an error because 9 cannot occur more than once because it's a primary key. So let's try to do this. It should give me an error. Yeah, see, duplicate entry. So this relationship is one-to-one. So why is the ERD showing one-to-many? That is strange. It shouldn't show one-to. I mean, if I was drawing it by hand, so I should say this is not reliable then. Look at the ERD. That's a many, right? Infinity. Definitely. And same with job desire, because I see a primary key only in front of contact ID. It's a primary key and it's also a foreign key. So therefore it's a different color. That relationship is also one-to-one. That's strange. It should show a one-to-one relationship. It's showing a one-to-many relationship. Okay, then please be careful, right? Think twice before you use this. If you're in an assignment or in an exam, if you're asked to make an ERD, I wouldn't rely on this then. Though there has to be something, like something that I'm not interpreting properly, but I can't see anything that could be wrong in the interpretation. Sorry? No. Yeah, see, it's saying one-to-many. That is strange, isn't it? Yeah. Anybody else who has? I have VAMP, but that doesn't matter, right? Our workbenches are the same. I'll have to look up, maybe look up another tool for drawing ERDs. Reverse engineer. Okay, of course, if it is forward, I would do it. I know how to make it. But reverse engineering in a tool, I'll have to look it up. This is not correct. It is not correct. Anybody who has another tool on their laptops? Anybody has another tool for reverse engineer? I'll look up a tool then, and instead of using my SQL workbench, I'll use that and see. That definitely is not correct. It cannot happen because these are primary keys. Okay, something that I just noticed, but anyway, we have it. I mean, not looking at the relationships, at least we have the tables. Because when you start doing joins, even tables help, right? A picture of the table helps. So just so that you know, yellows and reds are primary keys. Anywhere you see the key symbol, it's a primary key, okay? Red says it is also a foreign key. Anything in blue and white, notice those blue colored diamonds and empty diamonds. What was their significance? Not null and null, right? Those were the significance for the color blue and without a color. But the relationship, I don't know. Like I don't know how it did it or why should it do it. If I say right click and I say edit relationship.
Just out of curiosity, I have Microsoft Visio Drawing, but I'm not sure how that would help with the reverse engineer tool.
Yeah, but I don't know if it has a reverse engineer tool. I have Visio too, I think.
Yeah, I haven't used it since last semester in systems analysis, but I'm still learning and I seem to be doing great with with flowchart diagrams or.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, if I was to draw it, I would draw it correctly, but I'm trying to look for a tool that does it for me and see if I get the same problem. Anyway, we'll come back to it. I have to think what's going on here. Okay, so let's start to answer these queries now. Right, and that's what you have to practice. So what I've done in each question is I've kind of written join and subqueries both. So there could be one or more joins, or there could be one or more subqueries, usually one, but if it is, we'll write them. So now let's look at the question and then figure out what it is, and then we will start answering it. And as I said, there could be more than one ways of answering a question, or there could be none, like only one. But then again, you have to think which is a better way, which is more efficient. So pay attention there also, because efficiency is a big deal, especially in databases, because you're working with so many records at a time. Okay, so what does it say? It says select the name, concatenate first and last name. So we have to concatenate it. And anytime you do concatenation or calculate field, please see that you give it an alias name, because I don't want to see the name of the function in my heading. And phone number of all those contacts who are interested in a computer programmer job, who are interested in the computer programmer job and are ready to accept a salary of 95,000 or less. So how do we interpret the 95,000 or less? They are ready to, okay, so their low salary is either 95,000 or less. That's the people we have to look for. Okay, so now what do we want? The name. Where does the name come from? Look at the table. Where does the name come from? This table, right? So we definitely need this table because the name is here. Now people are looking for a job. So which table? Job desired, right? Now what are they looking for? They're looking for a computer programmer job, right? That's what their title is. And they're ready to take a salary of 95,000 or less. So we have to look at which tables have to be connected, right? And now let's go back and start writing. Okay, so let's start with joins. So definitely you have to know which tables to join and then what are the fields I'm interested in. So it says select the name. So let's say select. It says concatenate the name. Concat. Remember, we have a first name and a last name. And if you don't want to keep going back to the diagram, though, I mean, you will have to when you're doing it. It's called first name and last name. The fields are called first name and last name. And you can always get these field names from here. So I would say take a print of this and then work with it. It would be much easier. Or if you have two monitors. So that's your first name. And to concatenate it, remember, we'll kind of put a blank in between. Otherwise, it will look untidy. And the last name are concatenated. Anytime you do a function, concatenate or sum or whatever, whenever you use a function, don't forget to give it an alias name. Right? Don't forget to give it an alias name. So this is contact name. You can just say contact name or you can just say name, whatever you like. So don't forget the alias name. And just make it a habit of putting it in quotes. Then you don't have to worry about whether it's a single word, a reserved word, or more than one word. Shh, guys, please. Right? You can, if you have to be here, please pay attention. Else you can always go. Right? So that's my name. Then it says the phone number. So phone number. So let's go phone. That's the field from, again, the same table, the my contacts table. And as I said, it's always, you don't have to give this. Phone was clear enough, but just so that we practice it, otherwise you will forget. Okay, now the tables that we need to join. I'll show you a couple of joins here. You can do it using an inner join also, and you can use it doing an outer join also. I'll show you both, and then we can discuss what's good or what's bad. We've already concluded that the two tables that we would like to work with are called table my contacts. That's the first table, and the other table was table job desired. Right? So write the two tables. You can use the word inner join if you like. If comma is like, I'll stick with commas, you can use inner join. If you use inner join, then keep in mind that you can either use on or where for the condition. Okay. So now, how do you join these tables? Don't forget the joining condition. If you forget the joining conditions, you'll never have answers, right? So the joining condition is important. So what are we joining on? What is same? Contact ID. So if you like, you could have used natural join also here because the field names are same. But I'll kind of write the whole thing, then you can replace it with whatever you like. So where? Can't use on here. So if you like to use on, then don't put a comma. Where? The contact ID of the first table is equal to contact ID of the second table. Remember how we had said we'll kind of start giving them alias names because then it makes it easy. Otherwise, you'll have to write the whole name. It depends on you whether you want to do it. So this is my contact, so I'll go MC. And just in caps so that it's easy to see. That's all. You don't have to put it in caps. Again, the word as is optional. You don't have to say as. So I've given as only once, notice here, and then I've stopped doing it. Whatever works for you, whatever makes your life easy. Okay, now what is the condition? Your MC.job ID or contact ID should be equal to your JB.job ID, contact ID, sorry. Definitely you could have used a natural join here. Why a natural join? Remember your natural joins? Natural joins will automatically join on same field that has the same name on equality. That's what it does. So you could have just said instead of comma, you could have said natural join, and then you don't even need the condition. So do what you are comfortable with. Okay. When I ask a question in an assignment or exam, my purpose is that I'm testing you on natural join or equi-join or whatever. So you can use the word comma, inner join instead of comma. You can use on instead of where. So that's your joining condition. Don't forget this. If you forget your joining condition, then there is a problem. But now, and what now? So that's the joining condition. And there are two. It says the person is interested in a computer programmer job and are ready to accept a salary between this and this. Okay, so we have more conditions. And so the person is ready to wants a computer programmer job. Now, since this is a varchar field, I would highly recommend that you start using the trim function to remove blanks from either side at least. Okay, so the name of the field is what is it? It's so difficult to remember. Once we start it, then we won't have to, then it will be okay. It's called title. Okay, so job desired dot title is equal to computer programmer. Right? Okay. And so as I said, sometimes, and it's not only students, some programmers would prefer to put inner join here so that they can use on here, and then they can use where here. It just makes it easy for them to kind of understand that we are not forgetting anything. Since I have a where here, I can just put an and they are ready to accept a salary of 95,000 or less. So their low salary, so that's their expectations, but their salary low is they are ready to take it. So job desired, I think it was called salary low or low salary, salary low is less than or equal to 95,000. It's a number. Please don't put it in quotes. Please don't put the dollar sign. It's a number. It's numeric. It's a decimal. Yes.
So the alternate name for jobs desired, that's JD or JB, because you've got
two
right. JBs and one JD.
Okay, thank you. Job desired will go with the D then?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right? Does that make sense? So the first thing, which fields are required? 2, which tables to combine, and what is the combining condition? And 3, what are the other conditions that you have to work on? Okay, so if the inner join makes more sense to you, you can use inner join here. Like I entirely leave it to you. I'm not saying you have to do it this way or that way, unless asked. Then some programmers prefer to go on here and prefer to go where here. So that way they say, oh, we are not missing our condition. So for them, this is the joining condition. So whenever they have an on, it's a joining condition. So you can write it this way if you like. It's entirely up to you. That way, but I've seen that students will usually miss their join condition. And what happens is if the table is not joined properly, so I'll write both for you. You can pick up whatever you like. As soon as I say this, I can't use on. I'll have to go where. And then I'll have to use an and. So I've written both for you. Do what makes sense to you. The first one, you are forced to write the on, then you will never forget your condition for your join. In the second one, you may just forget it because it's just a where condition. So do what makes more sense to you. But I've noticed that students will forget the condition to join the tables, and of course the answer will be wrong. Right? Because if you're not joining them correctly, then it's done. Right? If the condition is missing, then it's a cross join. Everything joins with every record. then you won't have the right answer. So be comfortable with whatever what you want. So these people are ready to take a salary of 95,000 or less. So we'll just run the two queries. Uh-oh. What does it say? It doesn't exist now. What are the table names? Table job desired. Okay, let's run it. Give it a whole run. Maybe I did something before. Oh yeah, I was doing the primary key and so on. Okay, so there they are. Here are the two people who are ready to, I mean, the answers will be the same, but here are two people who are ready to take 95,000 or less. So if you go to your job desired table, that's the main table that we are interested in. There it is. That's the person. So two people, 95,000 and less. 95,000 and less. Three actually, isn't it? Oh, computer programmer only. Oh, so both of them. Both of them are ready to take 95,000 or less. And they have to be computer programmer. Remember, this guy is not asking for computer programmer, so this won't be included. So the answer is right. Okay. So these are joins. We'll give you the same answer, but kind of think about it now of a more efficient way, or maybe we'll say, can we do it using an outer join? So I'll write an alternate here so that you know that it is the alternate of above. Now think about, can I use an outer join here and will it be more efficient? Okay, now where is efficiency coming into the picture? You're taking the two tables and you're joining them. So what happens is, first record is taken, looks for a partner, says yes, I was able to join, does it. And it does it with every record to find a partner. Second repeats the process, third repeats the process, fourth repeats the process, and so on. Now, if you kind of think about it, the main table that you're working with is the job desired table. There is the information who wants to be a computer programmer and what is the salary he or she is expecting. So that's my main table. So instead of starting from the contacts table, which will be a much bigger and huge table because it has information about everybody, if I start from the job desired table, pick up the records who want to be a computer programmer and are okay to have 95,000 or less, and then all I have to do is find its partner in the contact, to find the name and the phone number. Wouldn't that be much efficient? Because I'm starting with the table that has the information that I want to work with, instead of just joining and then looking at the records. So if you pick up think about it. If you pick up the job desired table, all job desired table is all people who want a job. So definitely that's my important table. From those, only pick up the computer programmers, people who want to be computer programmers, and then look for their name and phone number in the other table. That will reduce your time, lookup time. Even now, there are 5 people who are desiring or 4 people who are desiring a job, and there are 10 people in the contacts. Remember, contact is the bigger table in which you have information about every contact. There may be thousands of contacts and maybe only 100 are looking for a job. So definitely it is better to start with the job desired table. So there is nothing wrong in the inner join. The inner join will just take more time because it is combining every record with every record and seeing, oh, do you match? And then it goes on. So a better way to do it, a more efficient way to do it would be to use the outer join. So let's try the efficient way, more efficient. And again, please think about it, just not take it because I'm saying it. Logically think, why is it more efficient? So what am I going to do? I'm again going to do the same thing. I still need this. I still need the same fields. And now in my from, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, there's not much I can copy. Right? Now, instead of doing an inner join, I'm going to do an outer join. And the outer join I'm going to do is I'll pick up the job desired table because that's my smaller table, and do a left outer join with my other table. And again, which table to compare with what table is also important, right? My smaller table, I'm calling it smaller because I'm assuming there will be less records. There could be the same records also. Every contact has another job design. It could be, but logically, so I'm taking this smaller table because that's the table I want to go through, and I'm putting it on the left-hand side because I'm using a left outer join. I could have put it on the right if I was using right. And I'm now saying, try to find a partner of yourself in the other table. I'll only pick up the records that want to be a computer programmer, are ready to take 95,000 or less, and now find out what's the name and the phone number. Definitely it will take less time. Okay, so let's put the condition. On what are you joining? That's your first thing. So you always use on here. You can't use where with left outer join. Your joining condition remains the same. right? You have to join on this. And now what's your where now? Your wheres are this for sure. Right? So that's your where. So you're basically the joining condition, and what's your where? This is more efficient than your inner join. Why? Because you're only the first job you're doing is you're only picking up those records from the job desired table where this person wants to be a computer programmer and is ready to take 95,000 or less. So only those records have been picked up. And job desired is a smaller table. Like logically saying it is a smaller table. So it is picked up. Those records are trying to find a partner in the other table by joining on the ID. And if they can find a partner, you have it. Right? Let's see if it works. And we should get the same answer as Renee and Angelina. Let's run it. There it is. Right, so same thing achieved now with the left outer join. So I told you, you could do this. You could be answering a query by either an inner join or left join. Not always, but could be. Sometimes you may not be able to do it at all, like at all. So when questions are given to you, remember I'm trying to test you on something. It may not be the most efficient, but I may be testing you, or I may say like the most efficient one. But now there is a lot of thinking going on. So in an exam, I won't say it, but in an assignment, because you have time, I'll say, okay, think of the most efficient way of doing it. So that's your left outer join. Make sense? Right? So pick up the records and find a partner is what it is saying. So I'm only picking up those records which need to be joined, nothing else. That's all I'm doing. And I'm sure that they will have a partner in the other table because contact ID is a foreign key. So definitely that's bad. Let's look at subquery now. So the select remains the same. I still have to select this. Now, where is this information coming from? The name and the phone number. It is coming from your contacts table. So we'll do a from. Remember what is a subquery? A query within a subquery. Right? Can I do it the other way? No, because this is coming from the contacts table. Okay, now, which contacts do I have to pick up? I only have to pick up those contacts whose contact ID is in the table, which I will now form. The contact ID has to be where? So here, I'm going to select the contact ID. Again, the name doesn't matter. The relationship matters. So I'm going to select the contact ID from the job desired table. Which contacts ID do I want to pick up? You can put it in a different line if you like, then it makes a little easy to understand, and then you can kind of put it in a different line like this, as if you were doing your normal where. Select. So whatever you like. Where? Now look at it. What have I done? I have first found out. So a subquery, the inner query will take place first. So I've found out the contact IDs of those persons who want to be a computer programmer and are ready to take 95,000. So again, I worked with the smaller table first. So I have a list of contact IDs now. So only those contacts that are interested to be a computer programmer and less. So it's as efficient as your left outer join. It won't take more time. Then I go to the major table. And from the major table, I say, now pick up those contact IDs where the contact ID is in this table. And it will work. So the first job is find who is interested in a computer programmer job and is ready to take 95,000. First find that out. Subquery happens first. Once you have those contact IDs, now go to the other table and say, are you in this table? Are you in this list? Are you in this list? If you are, give me the phone number and the. Okay. If you kind of think of it, yeah, it's the same as left outer join, because once it finds it, it says, do I have a partner? Do I have a partner? So it does traverse it. Now the only thing is, does it stop as soon as it finds it? If that's the case in left outer join, then I think of these three, the left outer join is the most efficient. Okay, let's try this now. Same answers. Of course, we should have same answers every. Seems like something is wrong because it didn't give me an answer. Unknown column JD. Oh, copying and pasting doesn't always work well. I forgot to call this job desired. There, forgot the JD. Again, you don't have to say JD. You could always say table job desired wherever I have said JD. It's just more typing. And it is common to give tables alias names when they are big and when you're doing joins, just because there are so many tables involved. Right? Till now you were just using one table, so you were not that lazy. I mean, you were only using a table. Now when tables get involved and there are so many tables and the names are big, giving them alias names just makes it easier to work with. You don't have to at all. I'm not going to talk of marks if you don't give alias names to tables. Of course, alias names here are important. I don't want to see a query in which I can't make out what the heading is. I don't want to see that. So now it should say name here. I don't want to see something like concat first name, last name. That's what it will do if you forget it. I hope you know. If I don't have this and I don't give it an alias name and I run it, see what will happen. Look at the heading. Makes no sense, right? So that's necessary. You will do it automatically. Giving other names like phone number wasn't bad, so you could have just left it if you want. But this one is just personal preference. Some people don't want to give it because the table names make more sense to them. That's fine. But giving alias names in the title is important. It will carry marks. Okay, it will. Here it doesn't really matter. Make sense? So what did I do? I first found out those contacts who are interested in a computer programmer job. Once I have their IDs, then I go to the major table and say, are you in this table list? It's a list, okay? It's a list. Keep in mind, and I'm looking for, be very careful, what am I matching? I'm matching contact ID from the outer table with contact ID in the inner table. You can't match contact ID with salary here. So keep in sense, what do you want to select here? And here you can't select more than one fields. That's another thing you have to remember. It's a list. You can't say select contact ID, comma something. You're creating a list of contact IDs. So you have to be careful what you're writing. Just don't write it, and if it has no errors, you say, oh, it's okay. It may not run. It may not give you the right result. So syntax may be okay, like because it doesn't bother to, but it may not make sense when it runs it. So be very careful with these queries, subqueries and joins. Look at the result, double check, and then say, oh, I'm okay to go. Okay, so that's one done. So as I said, there are more than one ways to do it. So I'm showing you a few ways. I think I have a join subquery everywhere, and then again, will depend on the question. Okay, select the full name and phone. So full name again means concatenate. Who are looking for a job as listed in job desired. This is easy. All people who are looking for a job. We only want their name. That's it, nothing else. So basically you have to join the two tables and match the contact ID. That's all you have to do. Everybody who's looking for a job, I want their phone and their numbers. So again, there will be three ways. You can do it using an inner join, you can do it outer join, and you can use it subquery. Everybody who's looking for a job. So I'll take one at a time, and I'll pick up one at a time in the sense of like inner joins and so on. And I leave it to you, your commas and inner join. So let's do one at a time. People who are looking for a job. First name and their phone number for people who are looking for a job. That's it. Everybody, all these are looking for a job. Make sense? These are people who are looking for a job. There's no condition. Everybody looking for a job is coming from here. I make an inner join with the MC table. I get their name and their phone number. And that's all I need. So there is no restriction. There is no where condition. It says everybody who's looking for a job. And of course, if I can do this, I can also do the other one. I can also do the left outer join. It's the same thing. The left outer join, people looking for a job are here. Make a left outer join with each one of them. There is no condition here at all. Anything else that I'm missing? Do I need something else in a left outer join? Or will everybody in job desired get a partner? Everybody in job desired will get a partner. Because remember, contact ID, you don't have to check for is it null or not null. Remember how we checked whether something was null? Did it find a partner? Here everybody will find a partner. Why? Because anybody who is in job desired is in contact type. So I don't have to say, oh, did you find a partner or did you not find a partner? You will always find a partner. This table will always have a corresponding contact in the other table because it's a foreign key. So I don't have to say where field is not null or anything. That's redundant code. Please don't write redundant code. It's not required. I don't need, oh, did you find a partner? Is it null or not null? Everybody here will find a partner because every contact in job desired has to be present in the other table. Just don't write redundant code. But of course, be careful that you run it and see and say, oh, is that okay? And the subquery now, everybody who wants a job. Everybody who wants a job. So first find out who wants a job. And once you have it, get their phone number. That's it. So first find out who wants a job. And then find their name and their phone number. So here are 3 ways of doing the same thing. Again, you can use comma if you like. I'm sticking to this so that it gets into your head, that you don't forget to do your ons and wheres. Usually when people write where, they forget the joining condition. Don't forget the joining condition. It's very important. If you forget it, all your answers will be incorrect. Definitely, because you forgot to join properly. You didn't give a joining condition. So nothing, you'll have empty tables. Believe me, like I've seen this in assignments. If you forget your joining conditions, you're doomed. Because if you're not saying how I join the tables, then the whole purpose is lost. So I'll kind of stick with on for a while, but definitely putting the word inner join instead of comma takes a little like more work, right? But I'm copying and pasting right now, so I don't bother. But don't forget. Okay, so there it is. It should work. So everybody who wants a job. So I think we had 4 or 5 people who wanted a job. Let's see how many do we have. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 are looking for jobs. And you should have the same answer everywhere. Everywhere. And again, which is more efficient? The inner join is the least efficient because inner join says start joining. Join and then check the condition. But here it says check the condition. The left outer join says try to find a partner in the first into the second. So it's picking up the records that make sense. It's only picking up the records that make sense. And so also in subquery. Okay, let's go to the third one. Now see if there are job opportunities for them. So till now we were only saying, oh, this is a job I desire. Now we want to see, is there a job opportunity for them? So which table are now? The third table that I'm interested is in the job listings table. Because is there an opportunity for these persons? And that information is in which table? Job listings table. So I need another table now. Right? So I need the name and the phone number of all those people who want a job, but are they available? So are they available is coming from where? From the job listings table. So that tells you, oh, I need a third table. Right? So now it says, so 2B because it's kind of same as 2A, but now in 2A, I had said, who's looking for a job? Now I want to see, is there a job for them? So when you start, I won't be able to use left join now, but I should be able to use normal join. Okay. So we'll now need 3 tables, right? So your first job is always to see what tables do I need. So let's start, right? So the first name, last name, and phone number are coming from the contact table, from the my contacts table. There it is. Okay. Now, the job desired information is coming from the job desired table. Are these jobs available is coming from the job listings table. So join the third table. And the table was called job current, job listings, I think. Why isn't it showing it to me? Let me double check. Isn't giving a red squiggly, but anyway, the table was called, yep, it is called job listings. The third table is called job listings. Right? So now 3 tables need to be joined. Now, something that will tell you, can I do a left outer join or not? You can combine, but for now, let's do this one. Okay, so those are the three tables. What is your joining condition? That's one joining condition. You're joining my contact ID should be equal to JD contact ID. And there is another joining condition. Remember, because three tables are being joined, you will definitely need more than, what are they saying? If there are any job opportunities for them. Any job opportunities for them. Any job opportunities for them. That means the title of the job desired should be equal to the title of the job listings. Make sense? Is there any job for them? So how will you test? You will say that the JD, job desired, its title, you know what, we should trim it actually. We should trim it, is equal to the job listings title. There it is. Oops, there it is. That's your joining condition. Because what's common between these two, between MC here, see, go back here. What's common between these two is very clear. Contact ID is common. But this table is not related to any table at all. But I want these people are looking for jobs. Are they available? So what will be common? Title will be common. Right? Title will be common. So therefore, when you write it, you'll have to say, oh, the title must be the same. So notice joins do take a little more time and understanding. Therefore, I'm kind of going a little slow too, and it will take more time, right? So there it is. That's your joining condition. And since it is a non-numeric field, we'll kind of trim it. Okay. So just go trim on both sides. I mean, there could be much more. There could be a spelling mistake or whatever. But then, of course, if there is a spelling mistake, then it won't match. But it will match. Lowercase, uppercase will match. I'm not doing any case-sensitive searches here, matching here. But the trim is at least taking out the blanks from both sides. Blanks in between are not taken out like this. It's just from the either ends. Make sense? So now, of course, if you want, if you have kind of got the knack of it, you can do the same thing. And you can start putting commas. I leave it to you. I'm just saying you can do it. So you can put a comma here. You can put a comma here. And instead of on and where's and so on, now you can't use a on at all with commas. And you can do it this way also, just for your information. And both these are joining conditions. So therefore on was more easy to understand. So you can write it like this. You can stop using the word inner join if you like and start using commas. Now there is another way of doing it, and I'll show you how. So there is I'll just show you how. Can you think about it? So if I go this route, I first find out what are the jobs that are required, right? And get their phone number and their names from the contacts table. And then join it with the other table, the third table, the listings table. It can be done. So the first thing you do is you do a left outer join between people who want a job and getting their names. And then join it with the third table. I'll do it for you. See if it makes sense to you. Right? So for that, what I'm going to do is I've already done an outer join here. I'll pick this up. This is an outer join now. Okay, I'm doing an outer join. I'll try to show everything I can. So at this point of time, I have those people who desire a job, and I have their name and their phone number. But I'm not interested in everybody. I'm only interested in those people that are listed in the job listings. So I'm going to do an inner join of this resultant table with your job listings table. And keep in mind, joins will be something, or subqueries will be something that you will be using more than just single, because as I've already mentioned, there will hardly be ever a single table in your database. Okay, so what have I done here? I first find out who wants a job. That's coming from job desired, partnered with my contacts. I find their phone number and I find their name. But I don't want everybody's phone number and everybody's name. I only want to join. I want to join on that table. I only want those names in which their title is equal. Right? So step by step, listen what I've done. I have first done a left outer join of job desired with my contacts. People who want a job. Okay, bless you. People who want a job. Now, people who want a job, I've done equality on contact ID, which makes sense because that's how I'm joining the job desired table and the other table. I get their name and I get their phone number, but I don't spit them out. I say now do an inner join with job listings because I'm only interested in those people who really are for whom a job is available. So I match them on title. So with the word inner join, you can use on or where here. I try to stick with on when I use inner join just because it helps me to say, oh, this is my joining condition. But you could use a where also, you know that. With comma, you can only use a where, but with the word inner join, you can use anything. That's how it will work. It should work. So I should have, again, 5 answers, 5 people. No, oh, sorry, these are people who have it. So computer programmer and baker. Computer programmer and bakers. Those people have job listings. So let's see the answer of all 3. So starting from here, so 3 answers, right? Till here. Run it. And they should be computer programmers and chefs. So because these are the people who had jobs in the listings. Double check. I don't know the answers, but I'm double checking. Job listings has a baker, clown, dog. I think that had a computer programmer. There it is. So let's look at job desired. 2 people want to be computer programmers, and I don't know what their name is, 7 and 8, and 1 wants to be a baker, 10. 7, 8, and 10. So let's go. 7, 8, and 10. 7, 8, and 10. 7, 8, and 10. John's partner is 10, 9, 8, and 7. Renee and Mel. Answer is right.
Renee is here, and so is Angelina Mendoza.
Yep. There they are, right? So the answer is correct. It took a while, but the answer is correct. So a simple join, I did a normal join for you. I did a left outer join combined with the right outer join. I can actually show you another one. Like there's no dearth of it. I can show you another one if you like. And it's all making you understand it. Keep in mind. So I'll again take this. Okay, so again, the same thing. I'm trying to find out people who have a job, who want a job and the contact. But instead of doing a left outer join, this resulting table, I can again combine with the third table. I can again do a left outer join because now I have this people and then I'm saying now do a, give me a minute. Which one is the bigger table? These are people. Yep. This is a smaller table. I'm just trying to be also efficient. So find out everybody who wants a job by using a left outer join. Now combine them with job listings and do it on the title. And this should also work. Oh, the only thing is, everybody finds a partner? No, everybody doesn't. I'll show you the output and then you'll see what I'm missing. I'm missing something. So these are people who want a job and these are people, these are the listings. But there may be some jobs here who don't have a partner. That could happen too, right? So see what the answer will be and then you can complete it. So instead of 3 answers, let's see what do we have. Except that, how will you see it? How will you see it? I want to show you that it may not have a partner. Give me a minute. People desire a job and it may not be in the listings. Oh, people desire a job and they may not be in the listings. Okay, let's see. Okay, here. So that's another answer, but it is not complete. And I'll show you why it is not complete. I'm thinking it's not complete. Let's try. Why do I have 5 answers? In the previous one, I had 3. Can you think about it? I'll show you both answers. So I have 5 people here and I have 3 here. What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? So now look at what am I missing. This answer is showing me everybody who wants a job. Job desire table is coming up. Why? Because even if you don't have a partner, it still gets joined. Because the other table could have more jobs than, they may not find a partner. And how will I show it? I can't because it's kind of difficult because this is coming from these 2 tables. But what is happening is this. When you do a left outer join, you get everybody who wants a job. That's okay. But when you try to do a left outer join with the job listings, this is what is happening. Computer programmer found a partner. Computer programmer found a partner. Baker found a partner. Sales manager did not find a partner, so the rest of the fields will be null. But it, like, that's what a left outer join does. It just joins it. And then again, it will be null for the chef guy also, because there is nobody for chef. So here, I'll have to add that condition where only pick up those records where the ID is not null. So which ID should I pick up? Where the job listings is JL, job ID. I think it was called job ID. We'll know in a minute. Is not null. This is what was missing. Therefore, I have 5 answers, because irrespective of whether you find a partner or not, keep in mind, whether you find a partner or not, everybody is joined. Then where is the difference between inner join and outer join? Anybody who finds a partner will have some values in the rest of the field. If a partner is not found, it will have null in the rest of the fields. So I'm saying only pick up those records where the job ID from JL is not null. So somebody who has found a partner. So therefore you find extra records in this. Now you won't find these extra records. So I have to put a condition. So now comes the big question, where do I put a condition and where I don't? It comes with doing just experience, right? Doing it and working, because it won't come out of the blue. Right? So I didn't do it before. In my first one, I didn't. Notice I don't have a null or not null in my first 229 to 231 lines. Understand why I don't have it. Because the job desired table will always find a partner here in the contacts. Everybody in the job desired partner will find a partner here. So I'm okay. I don't have any records that don't have a partner. But in the second one, see what is happening. 3 people want a job. Computer programmer, baker, chef, and sales manager. These are the jobs desired, right? And there is a big job listing table. Computer programmer will find a partner, will spit it out. Computer programmer will find a partner, will spit it out. Baker will find a partner, will spit it out. Chef doesn't find a partner, so what will happen is here chef will be picked up, but in the rest of the fields from the job listings table, you will have null, null, and so on. All 4 fields will be null. So it combines with a partner if it can find one, and if it cannot find a partner, it will still be put in the table. It will have null in the rest of the fields. That's what happens in the left outer join. I already shown this to you when we started doing left outer join. And similarly for sales manager. The sales manager guy who's looking for sales manager doesn't find a partner. So the rest of the fields are null. Which are these rest of the fields? From JL. So this is the JL job ID, JL title. There were 4 fields, I think, in JL. Right? So I'm saying the JL job ID is null. I pick up one field and say it is not null. Only pick up where it is not null. So that's what is happening. So you will have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pick up whatever you like. You can pick up job ID is null, not null, title is not null, salary is not null, or zip is not null. Just because job ID makes more sense, I used job ID. So only pick up those records, only pick up those. So CP has a partner, CP has a partner, and Baker has a partner. So none of these fields are null. They all have some values. But the last 2 will have null in the rest of the fields. So remove them. And you're saying remove these by saying where job ID is not null. So just get where it is not null. So now instead of 5, you will see only those 3 records: computer programmer, and the baker. So this is a left outer join. 2 left outer joins. So inner join, you can put inner joins as many times as you like in the from and write all the tables together. But when you do a left outer join, you have to do it between 2 tables. The resultant table with another one if you want, the resultant table with another one. You have to go in steps. You can only work binary, 2 at a time with the left outer join. Okay, now I leave it to you, whatever makes sense to you. Most of the students do tend to do inner joins because they're the easiest to, we'll say join this table, join this table, join this table, and here is my joining condition. So I can't force it, but in the long run, if ever you want to be a database programmer, you will have to be careful about all these efficiencies. You will have to. And again, I may in the exam or in the assignment force you to write it a certain way. So keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind because it's an exam. Otherwise, all I'll see is inner joins from you. Right? So I'll say, please use a left outer join. Please use an inner join. I'll ask you to do it. Okay, so you have 4 answers here. And I'm sure it will take some time to understand. I know it. Joins and queries I know are difficult to understand. So please give it some time, right? Till now, maybe you were devoting an hour out to site class, or maybe not that because it was so simple. Now you'll have to devote time. So your assignment 3 will take time, or the assignment on this will take time, right? Keep that in mind. Don't leave it to the last day, please. Please, I'm not answering any emails on weekends. I won't. I don't want to be rude, but that's not my job to answer emails on the weekend if the assignment is due on a Sunday. I have 3 office hours in a week on 3 different days, and they're very good hours. And again, if you would like to see me anywhere out, I'm available, but I'm not answering emails on weekends when I give this assignment because I know there will be. So please keep that in mind. So it's not, I mean, don't expect me to help you on weekend. It's not possible. I mean, I have a life of my own too, right? And I just get those 2 days to do my work outside school. Okay, now a subquery. And then there is a third one. It says you can combine a join and a subquery, right? So now a subquery. So people who want a job and the job is available in the listings. So kind of think of it. People who want a job and the job is available in listings. So let me first find out what jobs are available from the listings. We know that. We know which jobs. Let's get those titles. And then let's find people who want to be those titles, right? So kind of think it this way. I have a subquery, and then I want those people that are interested in those jobs. So again, work with me. So the select doesn't change because the fields don't change. So one by one, do it one by one. This information is coming from which table? This information is coming from contacts table. Right? This information is coming from contacts table. But you only want to get those people. You only want to get the names and phones of those people whose contact ID. So if there is no ambiguity, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to say mc.contact ID. If there is no ambiguity, there is only one table. So there is no ambiguity and you don't have to do it. Okay, so now only those IDs or those people who are basically interested in a job. Okay, so who are interested in a job? These people are interested in a job. Which people are interested in a job? Select the contact ID from the job desired table. Oops, all uppercase. I'll just pick it up from here. Here, okay, so one by one. The fields that you want are the name and the phone number. So the concatenation is not a big job. This is coming from table contacts, but I only want to pick up those people who are looking for a job. So select contact ID from job desired, but only those people. But further, only those people who have a job opportunity. So from where? The title of this person, we'll trim it. And again, since there is no ambiguity, you are only talking to one table at a time. In a sense, in a subquery, you are talking to one table at a time. So you don't have to work with alias names. Take your title. And the title must be in. So I'll kind of just do it so that you can see it. And where this title is in, and again, select the title. And I'm doing trim just so that from the job listings table. So go backwards, okay? Go backwards when you do subqueries. And again, these names are not required at all because there is no ambiguity. So if you want to kind of think it that way, I mean, if you want to keep it, it's up to you. But there is no ambiguity. And another one. So now, bottom to top is how you go. So what do you do first? You select the titles from the job listings. You select the titles from the job listings. That's your first query. Please see that it is in brackets. So find out all the titles that are available. These jobs are available in the market. Okay. go a step further now. From the job desired table, now find the contact ID of all those people who are looking for such a title. So the title of that person is in this listing. Right? Now you have that contact ID. And then find out their phone number and their names. So here is an example which is purely subquery. I can combine the two. I'll show you how to combine the two. I mean, you can combine it many ways, but I'll show you how to combine the two. So again, look at it. Bottom to top is how you go in subqueries. Or in other words, innermost to outermost. That's how it works. Okay. So the first job is what is available. This is what is available. These titles are available. I only pick up the titles from job listings. Now I only pick up those contacts from the desired table where the titles are in this list. Notice the match. I'm picking up title. I'm looking for title. I don't pick up contact ID and look for title. That cannot happen. So pick up the titles and look for the title that is desired. Once you have that, pick up the contact IDs of those people and then pick up their name, find their name and their phone number, and the contact ID here is equal to the contact ID here. You should again get John, Spetner, Renee, and Angelina. And let's try. And there it is. Right? So subqueries are sometimes easy to understand because you're making sense. Let's first find out this, then let's find out this, and then let's find out this. But there is no rule, hard and fast rule, which says, oh, which is better and which is not, just on the go. Oh, select is, oh, subquery is better than join. Join is better than outer join. There's nothing like this. It depends upon what you're trying to do. Right? The query that you're trying to do. So that's basically a subquery. And as I said, since I've mentioned it here, I'll do it for you. You can also do a join and a subquery. So let me write that for you. So, oops. Okay, let's write that for you. So since I already have a join written, I'm going to pick it up from here. Here. Okay, I can pick it up from here. This is telling me people who desire a job, right? So this is telling that these people desire a job. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Now we want to find out, is there a job for them, right? I'll do something, I haven't done it, but again, remember, instead of on, do you remember another thing we could do? I'll write it here. You can also say using. Using is another thing that programmers use because all they have to do is say contact ID. As long as the field names are same. You can also say using if you like. You can replace it. It's just shorter, but again, the field names are same. So you have to be careful, and it is same. Now we are done. We are done with people who want a job. Who want a job. But now, are these jobs available in the third table is what we have to do. Okay, so what do we have to do is now using this and what now? Okay, so what now? Where the same thing now, these people's titles, what was the table name now? JD, job desired, dot title. Oh, we'll trim it again. In, and take this subquery. And remove this and trim it. Trimming just so that we are taking care of extra blanks. There. Right, so instead of the 247 line, it depends on you. If you want to write the using, you can do the using. But look at what I've done. I first created a table in which I only have those people who are looking for a job, their names and their phone numbers. Right, I need those names. Therefore, I need that contacts table. Otherwise, I didn't even need it. But I need it because the name and the phone number are coming from there. And now I'm saying only pick up those where the title is in that particular. So this should also work. Right? Same thing. I'm just putting it in different forms. And again, this is all for your practice. I'm just showing you various ways of doing it so that you practice it. I'll give you a break. I know it's kind of too much, right? In 3 queries, we've written it in 12 different ways already. Right? So I'm just throwing it on you. That's all I can do. I can just do it with you and kind of explain how it works. At the end of the day, you have to digest it because I've already digested it. I know what I'm saying, but it will take time for you because it's tough. It is difficult. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll take a 20-minute break. We'll come and do, and that's why I said it will go slow. Though there are only 2 queries, it will go slow, right? Hopefully, we'll be able to finish this one. So all these till date should work. And of course, what you've written in the same solution should have the same answer, right? So take your time. I'll give it to you and then you digest it and then start doing the assignment. Once I finish this week's class, you have quite a few under your belt. Then you can start doing the assignment. Okay? So I'll do it with you when I come back. We'll do more. I think it will have to go home. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do it in class. Yeah, I should be giving you the groups. I'm thinking in groups just so that you can put your head together. Better. I mean, it depends. Some people don't remember to work. What happened to your card game assignment? Didn't you work with Tatiana? You didn't work together? Okay. Something else? Because there's nothing on Blackboard, so how do I mark it? Because when she gave me the printout, it had your name on it. It said Tatiana and everything, right? Should I ask her? No? Because okay. Because I mean, I know she gave it to me. I know that I should be giving you marks, but if I don't have code, I can't mark it. I mean, I can't just look at paper, 20 sheets and figure. Yeah, and maybe she did, but because she dropped the course, she's no longer on my Blackboard, so I can see it. It's fine. I can ask her. Okay, we'll take a break, have something to eat, put something into our brains, and then come back.
Should we declare?
वेट अप तो बात मैं हम लोग ट्राई करके आया मैं मैं हम अच्छा हम करोगे जो मैं बड़ी रिलेशन वो यार सामने फुल डैश में डैश में सीधा दे नो मैं क्या मेरे को दिन बात राउंड में होता है हम वो कर दिया बाकी नहीं काम काम में बीच कर दिया और ये सब वो काम कैसे लोग काम कर अच्छा मैं उधर ही बात कर रहा हूं मैं वाली बात भी सोचने नहीं होते मेरा इतना ज्यादा नहीं तो इतना तो मैं कभी भी सोचने नहीं हां इंडियन में लगे और गड्डी यार तो मैंने एक ये करते हैं गड्डी का हमारी गड्डी ना वजह गड्डी का दूसरा का आ गया इंश्योरेंस का कटो यार बंदा 15-20 दिन लग जाए गड्डी तो ना फिर सेट करनी है सही है ये 45 और ये वो ये ना जो भी टॉप मॉडल देखा है और ये फुल A6 तो सही है ये अगर पहले के पूरे नहीं आते नहीं लगा के तो हाथ में बेचते हैं नहीं केड़ा मॉडल दो या बेटा है A6 का ये पूरा नहीं रेगा Vivo 5 सीरीज का की ये भी यार तो 5 सीरीज दो या बेटा मॉडल बोला मैं जो भी यार ये बाकी टेस्ट पर में ये था ते ये पूरा नहीं रेगा ये पूरा नहीं है अच्छा और फोर टॉप मॉडल में टू मॉडल है ये जो भी चैनल से वो है इधर पर ये ऐसा करने की 520 आ रही है हां ये तेरी 320 साढ़े 300 ये बोनस है अच्छा ते बाकी वो लाइसेंस में ये सब स्कीम पे मैं ये ना आज मैं था बड़ी वो चलाती थी आज फिर से चलाती यार गड्डी चलाना भी किया तो मुझे वेरी वेरी तो जब यहाँ पे जगह जाकर वो अपना उन्होंने वाली कोचिंग का कंटेंट का ही मांगले बैठा है ये 120 ये देना अच्छा अगर ये इंडिया में इंडिया में लाइक ना इंडिया गड्डी की लोग भी कोई टेंशन नहीं लगा लाइसेंस नहीं तो सबसे नहीं रहा और इंडिया में तो मैं वेट करने यार कोई मुंडा आ गया मैं सबसे जमा है 210 इंडिया भी यार अच्छा अब ये चल गया कि बच्चे के पास भी प्रॉब्लम 517 पास नहीं इंडिया में आगे कमाने मेरी आज की गड्डी में तो भाई अच्छा दो लोग आ रहे हैं अब वो यार मेरे शिफ्ट में दो बने थे बड़े बड़े में जल्दी डिमांड में आ गया ओ पहले बड़ा माना रहता है ये क्या ना तो इंडिया ने सर दूसरा काम करता है तो कौन ने किधर पर है तो हम बड़े के दाम है यार तूने काम किया इंडिया में मैं भी सीरी मैं बनाना मैं पूरी मानना वो भी डाली काम कर दिया है मैं तो ऐसे कार भी मुझे लगी मेरी जो वीडियो है कुछ दूसरा पता तो वेट करनी मुझे मुझे खड़ा है मैं कर रहा कि गड्डी में जने बैठा है चकना होगी पर वो गड्डी में कैसा नहीं ये छोटी ना कितने कर क्रूज ले ना क्रूज हां वो से वो भी 8-10,000 पर ये सेकंड है हर गाल की थी ये वाला क्या यार ये नहीं अगर यार नहीं कर यार गड्डी में नहीं तो स्वाद ले पर रेट तो नहीं बना करेंगे यार ये वो अंदर जाने गड्डी कराती ना नाम गाड़ी का मतलब क्या है वीडियो हम लोग शिफ्ट ना होता है पूरी मेन तरह ऐसे करके था शिफ्ट थोड़ी पैंट यार क्या हुआ मैं रोक दी थी 800 लोग का मैंने 1200 में सब लिए वीएचपी लोड क्या हां मार के वो बता मेरे 3% में मैंने सारा एंड मेरा काम हुआ था 3% असाइनमेंट कोई ना सुनती ना है तो फास्ट कोड के ओ इंडिया 3% की प्राइस है मैं जो बाय डेज हो रहा है ये देता तो कुछ नहीं किया गया यार असाइनमेंट में वाला का तो बाकी रही नहीं मेरा मतलब कि नहीं ना ये सारे के ऊपर ये स्लाइड बोल रहा है मन पास फिर नहीं जावा ड्रॉप करता हूं जावा 800 होगा लाता हूं हां कुछ हां वो 800 रुपए से ले रहा हूं ये हम पास से जाओ साथ में पर मैं आप नहीं इसके बारे में क्या कि ये ने टेस्ट लिया है कर दे ये शुरू कर ये असाइनमेंट ना नहीं होता है पहले तो माना ये था जावा हां नया टेस्टिंग में उसको सुंदर होगा और उनमें तो नहीं है उनके निके लैब भी हुआ काम लोग कर दिया है वो देखो कर दिया बहुत ही करके ना और नहीं थी वो क्यों कर गया नंबर भी मैं 2 गया डाल दो पाता मैं ऑलरेडी वो करता रहता वो लेके करते थे यार 2 या खड़ी थी अच्छा आओ ये बात एक चला और दिया कोर्स से एक कोर्स में तेरा कोई टेंशन नहीं मतलब कोई इंसान बैठ जो करे ना साल ना को भी बैठ की ना बैठ की तो सारे है एक मतलब नहीं मेरा फंसना क्या हो जाता है तो लगता है आओ पूरा फिर बैंक में जो पानी कोई ना पहुंच कर कोई ना दूर है दे दिया हमें मिल नहीं खराब हो सकता है तो नहीं तो वो ना लेकिन नहीं को देनी उन्होंने ना अभी यार सारी चीजें पे पहले जाना यार वो ऐसा मेरा मानना है मंगोली ना इंडिया में बड़ा अपना नहीं तो दिन बड़ी कपड़े वालों यार मैं सुन रहा था है ना तो अपने देश के लोग हैं कितने प्राइस कौन है वो उतना चाहिए क्या नहीं असली उसने दिखाया उनसे मैंने दी ना नंबर देखा है क्या क्यों वो यार नंबर देंगे नंबर वाले तो ऊपर उन्होंने वहां पर दी नंबर दे दिए नहीं देंगे कहां से वीडियो का बेटा मैं बाबा वही बात बोल रहा है इन्होंने वीडियो डाल है ना ये बड़ी जल्दी का ये जरूरी बोली है जरूरी बोली मैंने भाई की मैं बहुत मीटिंग चलो बहुत मीटिंग है नहीं मेरे को था ये बच्चे हमने तो जीवन तो में अप्लाई करना टीका में मेरा नहीं है तो पीछे बैठ कर उनको वो निकल को बेटा को जाके हां यार टीका हर मंडे में दूसरे क्लास होती यार मंडे में ही शिफ्ट दी कर देती है मंडे में दे दे दूसरे दी उधर ही दी काला से इतना मन करने में कितना की तो ये ना कौन कर दिया कौन के देखी को सुनो गाड़ी चंगा हम मिलते देख के ओके मंडे आ रही है मतलब उधर का तो तू देते नहीं यार मैं अपने सामने आज के आदमी प्यार बढ़ा ना था हां ये टाइमिंग से का टाइमिंग था मैं मिनट की है हां चलो ओके टाइमिंग दिया ही कर रहा हूं Cuando empiezan a estos de esto. Ahora tu clase va a vender esto de बंदा बंद हो गया हमारे बंदे आदमी ले रहा है गड्डी में करना है दूरी वॉक फिर बंदा बचा भी लोग हमारे को खेले तो बस सुबह जाना भी नहीं जाते गड्डी में अपना नहीं लगता निकलना हम यार बंदा भी कुछ है नहीं यार चला गया दिल में नहीं है यार मैं तो गाड़ी में जाकर टक लाइन है तेरी वस्तु है मैं कर सुबह Yeah, like you're quite fast, I guess. Just look. Oh man, yeah. Did you talk to her about this? Yeah. What she said? I don't know. Go to the computer help after this. The library. You know the library? Yeah. In the center of the library. There's tech help. Yeah. Go to them. Tell them your problem. They might help you out. When I say might, I say might. Huh? Huh? Oh. I see. One for the computer. The Indian guy.
Indian one?
Yes, maybe I guess it's the one.
Probably. You got call?
No, I got it for you. It's very local.
Which one?
You may cannot see on the objects.
You can show the software. Just join in after the things. It will always be there. Understand that what they
How long do you
get back to them? You never get back to them? You said I don't want to go over it.
Yeah, say if you are I
I'm going to apply for, did you apply for Orbit for the job? Yes. Did you apply for the job? Maybe probably you apply for the job for the one you're going for the interview. Orbit? The interview interview that is here the company and then go back and then apply for the valid or not valid go to the American.
What will be also be not be the strategy or something. So it is one word. पता हुआ लड़ने होने तो क्या है ना कि नाम और मिनट ने कि वीडियो आ गया वीडियो आ गया
Ready? Okay, let's go to anybody missing? Tyler is missing, right? He must have gone to get food somewhere far off. Okay, let's look at the next one now. It says list titles for jobs that earn salaries. So that means earn salaries means these people are already working, right? Equal to the highest salary in the job current table. It's told you which table to use, but earning means they were in the job current table. So I want to find out what is the highest salary first, and then everybody who earns that salary equal to that salary is what I want, the titles for jobs, right? So that's what I want. And it's kind of told you where to get it. And I've only set a subquery here because I couldn't figure it out using join. So if one of you can, sure, right? You can take a bonus for it. So this says list the titles for jobs that earn salaries to which is equal to the highest salary. So the first job is what is the highest salary? Only then can I get those titles, right? So to get the highest salary, I'm going to write it in brackets because I know it will become a. Remember the max function? The maximum of the salary. Right? What was it called? Was it called job current? Okay. Right? Select, it was called salary. So select the maximum salary from the job current table. That's how you'll get the maximum salary. Now we want all the titles that earn this maximum. So computer programmer is getting this, chef is getting this, sales manager is getting this. So I couldn't think of a join, and therefore I only set a subquery. As I said, you can, if you like, and take a bonus mark for it. Okay, so now I want the titles of those jobs. So select the title of all the jobs that whose salary is equal to this. So from the same table again. Oh, maybe self-join. I didn't think of self-join. Now that I write it. No, but how will I have the maximum anyway first? Okay, so select the title from this table where the salary of this person or the salary of this list titles for jobs. List titles for jobs. Yeah, where the salary is the maximum. So this is how I did it. Now that I see, I don't know if self-join will, come on. all the titles who have the same salary as the one that is the highest. So I thought, oh, if I need the highest, I'll have to first get the highest. So to get the highest, you have to do a select max. I couldn't think of doing it through a join at all because I need the maximum salary. So if I need it, I have to do a subquery. So I have to say, what is the maximum? To find out what is the maximum, I do a select max of salary from the table. That's what I do from the job current. And then I say, give me all those titles in which the salary is equal to this maximum salary. Right? So this is an easy one, but that's all I could figure it out using a subquery. Okay, now now the next one again. I'll show you the two ways, the subquery and the workaround, but I've given you the comments because of course I've worked them out first. Who makes the most money of all the contacts, right? So display their first name and last name and their salary. So we want to display the first name and their last name and their salary. So now go back to your ER diagram. The names are coming from here, name of the person. The salary is coming from here, right? And I want to find out the person who makes the maximum salary. So I'll have to kind of find out the maximum salary from here first, then see who got it, then get his or her name. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, let's go back. So one by one. Who makes the most money of all contacts? So who makes the most money means it should be equal to the maximum. Display their first name and their salary. Okay, so let's go what we want first. We want to select the first name and their last name. And their salary. Now here comes a third field, salary. Now salary is not coming from my contacts. It cannot because there is no in my contacts. That means I have to get a salary from another table, and that other table's name is job current, right? That other table name is job current. So I have to join two tables for sure. The name is coming from one table, the salary is coming from the third table, from another table. So there, three fields to be picked up from the two tables that they need to be picked up. So one is from table contacts, and the name of the table, my contacts, I think. Yeah, there it is. And the second table is table job current. Right, so these are the two tables I want to join. I want to find their name and their salary. And who makes the most money? Oh, it's not yet complete. Right, now who makes the most money? So most money, the maximum money, again, I have to find out from the same subquery. So this is the maximum money that is made. Right, this is the maximum money that is made. So now makes the most money, display the first name and their salary. So now we need a where condition here, where salary is equal to, oops. I think so. Let's do it again. So find out the salary. That was the easy part. Then the salary of this person should be equal to, oh, you see, I've been saying it to you and I've forgotten myself. My joining condition. My joining condition is not available, right? So I'll again go inner join here because when I put a comma, I forget to. Okay, so how are you joining? The joining is easy. The joining says, we'll have to give it alias name, my contacts, job current. My contacts, job current. Okay, so their IDs are equal. And these errors are the most difficult to find because everything looks okay. I've joined the tables, I've done the conditions. Why isn't it working? Because you forget your join condition. That's exactly what I forgot to. So I wrote my where as if I was writing a condition and I thought it was done. So careful guys, okay? So now I want the name and the salary of all those contacts who have a salary equal to the maximum salary. Because there may be more than one person's getting the same maximum salary. I don't know what the maximum salary is. I have no clue. You could find out actually by only running this part. 12,000 is the maximum salary. right? So anybody who earns equal to 12,000 should come out as an answer. So this person will make the maximum salary. So let's see from here who's making the maximum salary. System administrator is making the maximum salary, seems like, right? And now anybody who makes 12,000 is what I want from here. I'm not sure if we have one or more. We definitely have one because there is a maximum. So try changing somebody else's salary now to 12,000 and you should have that answer also, right? So find the maximum salary and then find out all people who are making that maximum. So the first one was easy, but it has been used again here, so it kind of makes more sense. And their phone and their names. So names have to come from my contacts. So depending upon what is required, it can be done. Now I've shown the same result only using subqueries, but the problem with only using subqueries is this. I won't be able to show the salary. Why? Because this is what will happen. I can do this. I can get the name and the last name from the contacts table, because salary is not in that table. Whenever you have to do subqueries, keep in mind, subqueries will work. You're working on single tables when you are doing subqueries. But since I want the first name, the last name, and the salary, I can't work with the symbol table. I have to join those two tables. But I've given it here so that I can show it to you. But again, it depends on, it is not the right answer because I say can't show the salary. So this is not the right answer, but I'm just showing you it can be done this way also. So I'll write it for you. And again, you can change this. You can put commas or whatever you like and do it whatever you like. I'm leaving it to you. But please don't forget your join condition. You could have said using contact ID here. Again, I leave it here so that you see it. Keep in mind, using and on can only be used if you use the word inner join. With commas, you cannot use them. With commas, you always have to say where this is equal to this. Okay, now let's do this subquery. So I'll kind of do it for you, but as I said, if only subquery will not work, it won't. I know it won't. So this one is an easy one because if I don't have to show the query, all I have to do is the contact ID must be equal to the contact ID in this. Okay, now what do I want to do? This person, the first name and the last name of the person who has the maximum salary. Okay, and again, be careful. Equal will only work with one and in can work with more. So if you're only expecting one result, then do an equal. Okay, so now let's select, give me a minute, I'm just thinking where this should be. Okay. I'm going step by step, okay, except because I have to. Okay, so I'm saying get the name of the person who is in this table, in the job current table, where salary, it's not yet complete. There is a disadvantage here that I can't show the salary, and hopefully you will understand why I can't show it because it's not in that table. So sometimes I can't answer it. And this is an example of when I can do it. Okay, so now where salary, let's kind of go to a different line so that I can match my brackets. Okay, so see what is happening. Get the maximum salary. That's an easy one to do. What is the maximum salary? Then get all those contact IDs where the salary is equal to this maximum salary, and then get their name and their last name. But there is no way I can show the salary. I cannot because when you do subqueries, this is what you have to keep in mind about subqueries. Subqueries works one at a time, one table at a time. Notice all subqueries are one table at a time. So the first name and the last name and the salary cannot come from a single table. So therefore, the first solution is what I did. I could do it another way. I can do a left outer or a right outer join, whatever. But in subqueries, I can't do it. I'll show you a workaround since I've written a workaround. But I'll show you another one here. Okay, now again, let's see. We want the first name, the last name, and the salary from of course, two tables. And whenever you have two tables, you will have to do a join. Whether you want to do it in an outer join or an inner join is something you have to kind of think of and then work it. Okay, so when there is an inner join, usually you will be able to do a outer join. Let's try. Okay, which is the shorter table? Job current. I'll go just so that I don't have to change anything, guys. Okay, I'm going right outer join right here instead of left, just so that the sequence is not changed. Here, same thing. So the join, I replace the inner join by the outer join. I do the same thing. I say current, find a partner in contacts, and everybody will have a partner because contacts is a bigger table. It has everybody's contact. So right outer join says take my right table, the job current, and find a partner in the contacts. It will find a partner. Every record will find a partner because it's a foreign key. Give me their name, last name, and salary, and don't forget the joining condition. Once you have it, then all you do is only then pick up those records where salary is equal to yes. So usually when you have an inner join, you can get an outer join out of it. Except that you may have to add something extra where this is not null or is null, is not null, things like that. Here I don't have to add anything at all because again keep in mind, the contact ID is a foreign key in the job current table. It will always find a partner. There are no records to be removed. You think about records to be removed, then you think about is null or is not null. There is where you think about this condition. But here, every record in job current will find a partner in the my contacts. Will find a partner. It's a foreign key in that table. It finds the partner, the joining condition is what it is, and then the rest says, oh, the salary should be equal. Right? So, but subquery, it can be done. It cannot. Like with the subquery, simply it cannot be done. The workaround will be a combination, of course, I'm thinking. And or remember we did variables before also. So this is what you can do with the workaround. Take a variable, yes.
Excuse me. My code for the subquery for question 4A is the same as yours, but it has a red squiggling for the N because it says unexpected N.
And so something is wrong. It's not the same as mine then, right? Either you are missing a bracket somewhere. I think you're missing the last bracket then. It has to be different.
I'm not missing the last bracket.
Then I don't know. Like if it's same as mine, how can you have a problem and I don't have a problem?
I'm not sure.
Double check. It's right on the projector here. Double check. Let's see if the answers are right. So we were saying who makes the most money. So we've already said Jamie makes the most money. Let's try it with the outer join. Still, it should be only Jamie. And let's try it with the subquery. The only problem with the subquery is we'll see the name, but we won't see the query. So we should still have Jamie Hamilton. Right? But I won't be able to see the query. So the answers are right in all three cases. So Jamie Hamilton makes the most money. And these are people who are making money. We're not talking about people who are desiring or people who don't have a job. These people have a job. And you can check, there was only 112,000. Therefore, we are only getting one. Try changing something else and you will get more answers. So here it is. Here are people who are in job. And notice the highest pay. There it is. Try making something else. Change the manager to 12,000 or change the web designer, won't get system. Unix system admin also gets quite a bit of money. Try changing that and you'll have two answers. Right now, I only have one person who's making the maximum. More than one person can make the maximum. Change the Unix administrator to 12,000 and then rerun the whole script. And in the end, then you must have Jamie something and Angelina has been changed. Angelina is 8. There you have the right answer. Right, so keep in mind, there is one maximum salary, but there could be more than one people making it. So remember the same thing we did in cookie sales? I'll do the same work around here also. I'll create a variable, I'll put the maximum value in it, and then I'll use it. Same workaround will have to be done because I don't know how many people are making the maximum money. So I find out what is the maximum. Once I find that out, then I can say, oh, everybody who is making the maximum do me. So this is what I'm going to do here. We did this in cookie sales also. I'm going to use a variable. Call it whatever you like. I'm going to call it sal. It's a variable. It shouldn't kind of clash with anything. Try salary. I don't think it will clash or anything because remember, variables start with a at. And now take your select here. Did you figure it out, Bradley?
No, I tried everything.
Comment it out then for now, please. Then comment it out.
Okay.
Right? Because otherwise we'll be stuck and I can't come right now and do it because I want to do this right now. Oh, it doesn't like this. Oh, put it in brackets, please. There it is. Okay. So I get the maximum salary first, right? I get it. So I don't do it as a subquery, but I get it. And then I do the same thing. I get the other things from there. So let's do it. And give me 1 minute. I first find out what is the maximum salary, and then do what? I mean, this is not a good way because I know what the maximum salary is. I'm kind of printing it out. But I'm trying to be like, I don't want these workarounds. Therefore, they are workarounds, right? It's not efficient. They're workarounds. But sometimes you say, oh, it works, but that's not what we want. So what I've done is I've shown the value here. I've just kind of, I found it out and then I kind of print it, which is not, I mean, which is just showing you the value. And then I do the rest. I get the first name, the salary from the table where the contact ID is in here from this and where salary is equal to at salary. There. So this is a workaround, and the workaround was simply to do this, to spit this out. Every record will have this value printed. That's all. Otherwise, the rest, what doesn't it like? Oh, brackets closed. There. So otherwise, I've done the same thing, except that what I've done, I took this subquery. And I kind of kept its answer in a variable. And then I used my variable. That's what I've done. I mean, you could repeat this here. Instead of saying is equal to salary, you could have said the same subquery again, doesn't? So all I did was this is my silly thing I did. I kind of spit out as a named constant. I've created a named constant here in a way, if you kind of think about it. So you can still leave it here. You can kind of put this right here and it will still work. You can take this code and put it right here. But because I have it in a variable, I'm doing it. So I've kind of created a named constant at line number 283. It's not a constant, it's a variable. But once I have that value, I just print it. So it is a workaround, but I wouldn't like to see that workaround. But there it is. So it is still a subquery. I'm only using subqueries. Notice this is a subquery. This is a subquery. So I'm still using only subqueries. This is what I did extra. Or the workaround is this. I found out the value and then I spit it out. So it can be done, except that, as I said, a little bit of manipulation. So this should also work. So you should again have the same answer. We have 2 people now. Keep in mind, 2 people now with 1200. 2 people now with 1200. I changed my data. If you're getting 1, I just changed one of the data of Unix administrators, Angelina. I gave her also 12,000. 12,000 is it or 120,000? What is it? 120. 120. Oh, no, more than even 1. No, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 120. Maybe yearly salary. Yearly salary. No, yearly salary. Yeah. Right. So that's the workaround. Only using subqueries. So I showed it to you using joins. Then we did both joins, an inner join and a right inner join. Then a subquery, but it can't show the salary, and then a workaround. This will never end. I can ask you, give me 2 ways of doing it. Give me 3 ways of doing it. And that's where you'll have to put your heads. So you will get this assignment sooner than later so that you can start working on it. Right? So that you have time. But that doesn't mean you'll keep it at the end. That's what you guys do. I give you time and then you won't do it. And then you're stuck. Unit testing, I gave you 1 week. 1 week is good enough. And then I'm getting queries on Fridays. I was here till 5 on Friday also. Because people are stuck now. They're working on Friday and they're stuck. Then emails on the weekends. Don't do that. The whole thing is that you do it. You start doing it on time. Otherwise, I would say do it right now. Okay, list the names of all employees. Names means the contacts table. With a salary greater than the average salary. So definitely we want to, and it says show the salary and the average salary. So it's saying, so show me the name and show the salary and the average salary. So definitely average salary, I'll have to calculate using a subquery. There is no other way I can calculate these things. Like I had to combine them here also. If you want to find out what the average salary is, I have to use a subquery. Okay. Then it says the names and a salary greater than the average salary and show the salary and average salary. So we are good. So kind of same concept, but a little different. So let's start doing it. So let's start to, you can use left or outer joins or whatever you like. So I'm going to take it from here. Okay. And start doing it. So we want the name. So the first, if it is the first, if it hasn't said anything, then you can do whatever you like. If it doesn't say anything, you can show first name or last name, or we can concatenate it. Nothing was mentioned. Then we put a blank, then we put the first name. There it is. Okay, so that's the name. It says it wants to see the name also. It wants to see the name, list the names. Okay, so let's do it in two parts because I had it in two parts. Let's do it in two parts. Just the name first. And then, of course, the salary also, I'll show it. Okay, just the name, not the salary. Okay, there, as name. That was two parts because I think I wanted to show the, okay, so the names of all employees with the salary greater than the average salary. Here is your average function. There is your average function, right? Then you want to do an inner join and where salary is greater than the average salary. There. So the first part is easy. It's where you have to show it, it will become a little difficult. And again, keep in mind, if I did the previous one in 3 ways, I can do this also. I can use only a subquery also. Now here I didn't want the salary, so I'm okay this way also. I didn't need it, so this will work too. All you have to do is take the average salary. First name and last name from the contacts table where the ID is in the job current table where salary is greater than the average salary. You can do it using right outer join also. That's not the issue. You can use it using natural join also. I leave it to you. You can do all those things. Remember, whenever there is an inner join and there is an equality condition and the field names are same, you can even write, you can just write it as a natural join also. So don't forget anything because you may be getting whatever. So this is your natural join. When you do a natural join, then you don't need the condition. Okay. And of course, you can do it using a right outer join also or left outer join. I've already done it in the previous question. You can still do it. The only difference between this question and the previous question is there you were saying the salary is equal to, and here you are saying the salary is greater than. There you were comparing the maximum salary. Here you are comparing it with the average salary. The rest remains the same. So I've just shown you natural join because again, the field names are same. And again, this third one will also work. The one with the right outer join. So you could just do a copy and then make the changes yourself. But what's coming next is a little difficult. That means you have to show two things. So again, we didn't want to show the salary. The rest remains the same. And this one says salary is greater than, and this one says it is average. All this will work. You want to use using here, start using using. So that you see it will work. Just putting it in comments, we don't know, but you'll see it will work. So I've answered it using 3 ways. 4 ways actually with the subquery also. So I've concatenated the name. Oh, these were just doing the concatenate names everywhere. There. So using a normal join, using a right outer join, and a left will also work. You can do left, just reverse the tables. Using a natural join, which is same as inner with the equality condition and the name, same name field, and then using the subquery. I've done it 4 ways already, right? And now, but it further says I want to see the average also and the average salary and the salary also. So we'll have to do a little more. And I'll show you something else again. It's full of doing it. There's so many ways. Let me show you something else now. Now here, let's answer this one. It says show the salary and the average salary also. I'll show you something that may seem a little complicated, but it's not that complicated. So let's start again. So here, let me pick this up. No, this will not work because I want to see the salary also. Okay, so the one with the give me 1 minute, okay? I know it is wait, so where did we have it? Here it is. Okay. I want to do a few things now. I want to show more things. So salary has to be shown. So say comma salary, which will come from this job current table, right? So concatenate the first name and the last name is coming from here. If you just want to put it another way instead of right, if you want to put it left, please go ahead and do it. The salary is coming from here. And there is a third part. I want to show the salary, the average salary also. And not to complicate it, but to show you that it can be done, I'm going to do it right here. You can actually place the clause, this clause, the whole thing. You can place a subquery in a field right here. You can do this too. It's just a value. Right? So what did I do? The names will be picked up from my contacts. The salary will be picked up from job current. This itself is a subquery, which I've placed it right here. You can place it right where you have it. And if you want to round it or whatever, you can do it right here. Like you can do whatever you want. I'll just kind of put it in a different line so that you can see it clearly. So I'm still in my select lines, right? So that's the first field. That's my second field. That's my third field, but the third field is a subquery, so put it in brackets, and we'll give it a name also. And call it what? Average salary. I just have to be careful about my brackets, okay? It's kind of important how you put brackets, okay? No red squigglies means it is okay. So let's look at it again. I'm going to show you the name, the salary, and the average salary. And nothing stops you. If you want to do any other function on it, you can even do that. So I could have done something like this. I could have said, round this value. I'm not sure if you've used the round function. And it with 2 places after decimal. Here. Something is not right. Yep, another bracket. There. Oh, no, something is not right. Round is doing... No, something is wrong. Give me a minute. Let me think. Some bracket business, nothing else. Round is a function that takes 2 parameters. Okay. Yeah, I need another bracket. So this, and I have to stop it here. The bracket was at the wrong place here. So the round is a function, right? It needs 2 parameters. This is my first parameter, comma 2 is my second parameter. Round is a function that needs 2 parameters. What are you trying to round? Until what places are you trying to round? So there were 2 parameters. And the round is a function, so brackets around it. And then inside there, I was trying not to put these brackets. I removed them. And I was getting a problem, so I put it back. So the syntax-wise, it is required. Anytime you write a subquery, it has to be in round brackets. Remember that, even if you're here. So notice what I've done here. I've kind of used a sub, and this is an example of a subquery again. I've used a subquery as a field list. It has come in a field list. The round was just to, not to confuse you, but just to show you. I'll say round it to 2 places after decimal. But you know why I did it. There. And now let's see. From these 2 tables, right outer join is okay, using is okay, salary is okay. I think we are good. Let me double check. I think we are good. You could have used a set and done it, but this time I didn't choose to do a set because I wanted to show you. If a question is asked, use a subquery, and you can't think where is the subquery being used. That is also a subquery. A subquery can also come in a field list. Remember, it's just a value. It's just a value. Select average salary is just a value. So you want to show that value, but you have to give it a name. So you say as, right? It's just one value, so it will come up. Now let's try it. So where were we? Average salaries. So we'll start with the first one because I know the answer is what we'll get from here. And believe me when I say it's right, okay? Just go with my word now because I've double checked it. I know it. So the only thing now is all of them giving the same answer. So we'll know from here. And we'll give it a go. And let's now see. The last one will give you the right answer. So is the salary, so I'm showing the salary and the average salary, and I'm saying salary is greater than average. And notice the values will be same because that's what it is. There were two 12,000s and one 11,000. Same result here. So look at the names. Okay, Leon, Jamie, and Angelina. In the rest, I wasn't showing anything. I was only showing names. There it is. So the answer is correct. So the last one proves that the answer is correct. Now, is the average value correct? I'm hoping, because it's a simple function. So I'm hoping the average value is correct. But again, you don't have to kind of go on your what I say. All you could do is to find the average. You can just pick up this last one and run it. So it is 91875. There it is, 91875. So the answer is correct. So all it is doing is it is getting the name, the salary, and the average salary, and it's only picking up those records where the salary is greater than the average salary. So average salary was 91 something, and anything that is greater than 91 something is coming up. Remember, we had two 12s, we had an 11, and after that it was 988 or something. So the answer is right. Okay, you can double check. I mean, of course, I have checked it, but here we have anything greater than 91 something. So look at your table, 91 something. There it is. Which one of these are greater than 91 something? So one 11,000, a 12,000, and a 12,000. Three were greater. I'm hoping their names are same. One was Angelina for sure. This one is new. This 12,000. Oh, his name came before also. So the answer is correct. Let's go ahead now, right? Let's look at the next one. So here is an example which shows that a subquery in a field list also is an example of a subquery. Keep that in mind because it is somewhere in your assignment or in your exam. You will see it again. Let's look at number 5 now. 5 says list everyone who lives. Here comes the zip. Who lives in the same zip code as the person with the highest current salary. 3 things to be done. Find the person with the highest current salary, job number 1. Right? It could be 1 or more than 1. So person or persons with the highest current salary. Then find out their zips or his or her zip, but could be more than 1. And then find out all other people who live in the same zip. 3 things to be done. Right? So one by one. Who has the highest current salary? So first, what is the highest current salary? Then who has the highest current salary? Who other people live in the same zip code as this highest salaried people? Okay, so 3 jobs to be done one by one. So definitely, if we need the highest salary, we need a subquery. Okay, so we'll have to first find out. So go from bottom to top. Let's first find out what is the maximum salary. From where is this coming? From the top current table. Okay, job number 1 done. This is my maximum salary. Now, who earns it? All people who earn it, I want to know those people. And there, I want to know their zip codes. But before I know their zip codes, I have to find out who they are and take that contact ID and find their zip codes in the contact table. So job number 2. Job number 2. Find out everybody who has this salary. So select the contact ID from the table job current whose salary is equal to this person. So another one closed. Keep putting your brackets. So what do I have? I have maximum salary, and everybody who has this maximum salary, I have their contact ID. My next job is to now find the zip of these people. Right? So let's find the zip now. So select the zip. Where is the zip coming from? The table contacts. What was it? My contacts, I think. My contact.
underscore contacts.
Okay, so now the zip is coming from here. Who I have to pick up? I have to pick up all those people whose contact ID, keep in mind, equal or in, because I could have more than one people. So I'm saying the contact ID is in this table. We have to be very careful about equal or in. Why? Because equal will only compare one value and in will compare a value inside a set. So notice where equal is required. This is one value. Maximum is one value. So I have an equal here. Find out everybody who has the same salary. Now this find everybody could be a list. There could be more than one people having the maximum salary. It could be a list. So I need an in here when I'm trying to find out their zips. Okay. So where is in required and where is equal is also important. And then now I want to select everything about, list everyone. So select everything from the table my contacts. Right? Now we have to be careful. We have to select only those people where their zip is in here. Here is the answer. So the question was, find out. So for example, I say everybody, find out everybody where Anju is. All other students who are in the same room as Anju. So first I find out the room of Anju. Then I find out who is in the same room. Same kind of concept I'm doing here. I first find out the maximum salary. Then I find out everybody who has that maximum salary. Then I find the zips of those persons. Where do they live? And then I find out all other people who live in the same zip. Right? So you could go. Now, if you want to test it, you could go one step at a time, and that's what I'll do with you. We all know that the maximum salary is 120,000. Remember, we've done this. Let's try to find it out. So there it is. That's the maximum salary. Now let's try to find out who has the maximum salary. Remember, there were two of them. How many brackets do I need? One. Let's try to find this out now. Two people. Contact IDs 5 and 8. There were two people with 12,000. Angelina and somebody else. So 5 and 8. Now we want to find out their zips. So you can always double check 5 and 8. I think one was Angelina for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jamie Hamilton. 6, 7, 8. Angelina, right? Jamie Hamilton and Angelina. Okay, and 5, 5, 4. Oh, they have, by chance they have, no, they don't. They have two zips. Okay, so let's go to the third query now. So we have found out what is the maximum salary. We found out that there are two people with the maximum salary, 5 and 8 contact IDs. Part number 3 now. Their zip codes. There are their zip codes. One is for Jamie, one is for Angelina. Now, anybody who lives in this code, in this zips, should come up now. So all their zips must either match 55467 for our records. This is one zip for Jamie. He has the maximum salary. And this is for Angelina, and she also has the maximum salary. Now, everybody who lives in either of these two areas, all their information. There it is. Double check zips 55467, 55467, 55467, 77567. The answer is right. Right? So steps. Look at the questions, see what is required, and then do it. And here I have to use subqueries because as soon as I want to find a value, max of something, average of something, I have to use a subquery. It cannot alone be done with joins. That's out. So it has to be either a combination or it has to be all subqueries. I could do a combination. I could try it. This just came to my head when I was doing it. So I just found it easy. So I said, first find the maximum salary, then find all those people who have this salary. Then find out the zips of these people. And then find out people who live in the same zip. So as I thought, I jotted it down. And you can keep checking. The best part about subqueries is you can check them one at a time because they're independent, right? Though there are also non-independent subqueries. We'll come to that afterwards. But right now, they're independent subqueries. You'll see another form of subqueries in maybe a week or so. So find the maximum, or everybody who has the maximum, where do they live, and who else lives in the same zip. You can try it with join if you like. Right now I won't, just because I want to at least complete this one. We are just doing the first query, right? The first, oh, there it is, correlated query. Okay, so it will come in this example. It will come further, so we'll come back. Okay, okay, now let's go further. Name and email of all contacts. So definitely the my contacts table, who currently do not have a job. Now, who doesn't have a job? Who doesn't have a job? What were the tables? Contacts. Oh, who doesn't have a job you can get by doing a minus. People who are in contacts but not in the job current are people who don't have a job. Make sense? People who don't have a job. People in current minus the people in job current. So take your whole contacts table and only find those records that doesn't have a partner here. So we need the is null. Pick up those records which have null. So those are people that do not have a job. And then what do we do? Then we have to see what do we do. So we at least know how to do it. Okay, so let's start. What does it want? Name and email. Select. I'll just go first or concatenate it because I have it written here. I'll just copy it, okay? Somewhere I had it. There it is. Just because it looks neater, nothing else. There, select the name and the email. There is your field. From which table? Now we have to be careful. This is only coming from my contacts table. This information is only coming from my contacts table. But since we only want to pick up the names for people who do not have a job. Okay, so from which two tables are we interested in? Table my contacts, left outer join. And left it outer join with the table current, people who have a job. What are you trying to do? You're trying to, in the contacts one, you're trying to find a partner in the job current one. Now, people who do not have a job. Oh, let's put the on condition first. How do you join them? On my contact ID. So you can do using if you like. It's just easy, but I mean, you don't have to. Using just makes it easy. Then I don't have to write the condition. The field is called contact ID. Okay, so that's your joining condition. Now, but I only want to pick up those people who currently do not have a job. So where is your, what's your where? Your where is people who do not have a job. So what is the second job current? Job current has a contact ID for sure. Job has a contact ID. What else does it have? At least it has that. Let's see, what else does it have? Job current has a contact ID, a title. Okay, you could use title also. Or you can even use the same table name. So these people do not have a job, remember, because it will be null. I'm picking up those records that do not have, that have null, couldn't find a partner. So I'll repeat. We want the first name and the last name. I've concatenated it, and the email from this table. I did a left outer join to find out people who do not have a job. So this is basically kind of saying people who do not have a job. Oops, sorry. This is what it is coming to. When you say is null, that means they don't have a job because the partner was not found. Right? And then, of course, the using is just saying your contact IDs are same. You know what this means. This is like an on. This is your condition on joining. And that's it. Who currently do not have a job. There it is. So these people don't have a job. So I think we had 5 people had a job. So we must be left with something. Let's see what that something is. You can make an educated guess, but anyway, guesses are not that will work. 2. So did we have 7 contacts? 7 didn't have a job and 10 didn't have a job. We are left with 9. Out of 9, okay, let's double check. I can't remember. How many contacts did we have? I think 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people are in contacts. How many do have a job? I think 8 have a job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doesn't have it and 10 doesn't have it. So 2 people don't have a job. Yep, right? 2 people don't have a job. 7 and 10 don't have a job. We are right. Answer is right. 8 people have a job, 2 people don't have a job. We are going to dream about jobs today. Right? So there it is. The answer is right. So as soon as you say, oh, I want to find it here, but it may not be here, think about a outer join. Left or right doesn't matter. And then the condition, which one do I want to pick up? Do I want to pick up that don't have a partner, or do I want to pick up that have a partner? Okay. Okay, now let's go to the next one. It says names and emails of all contacts. So the first line will not change. Here, we want the names and emails of all contacts. Now, these people don't have a job. You only want those people that don't have a job. So we have to say where the contact ID. Right? You can't find this contact ID in the other table. Not in. And now find out the contact ID of people who have it. Select contact ID from job current. There it is. So find out people who have a job and then only pick up the names of those people who are not in this list. Make sense? So people who have a job are here. I only want to pick up people who don't have a job. So it is not in this set. And now comes correlated query. Now these queries are a little dicey, more difficult than what you've been doing. But they're called correlated queries because the subquery is linked to the outer query. So there are two queries, one inside the other, but one cannot exist without the other. See, this one can exist without the other. If I just run this, I can run it independently. People who have a job, I can do that. 1, 2, remember 7 and 10 didn't have a job. So there they are. So I can run them independently. I can take this, it's a result, and then I can say, oh, then look in it. But what a correlated query is, it actually uses two more verbs that you haven't yet seen, exist and not exist. And I'll try to explain it like I understand it. But you have to do your own manipulation. But this is how I understand it myself, and it makes it easy for me. So I'll tell you my trick, right? The trick I learned when I was a student. So a correlated query, or maybe after I was a student, because when you're students, things don't usually always make sense, right? So now a correlated query is written in such a way that the queries are related. One doesn't exist independently of the other. So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to say, I want to find out all those contact IDs where such that they don't exist, or in the sense they don't have a job, right? Let me write down and then we will speak it in English. Okay, so write it with me and then we'll do it. So the select is not a big job. So something new again for you. So I'm going to select my emails and this, and I think I'll need a name because it is a sub-related query. So I'll give it a name. Okay. And now kind of bear with me while I write it. Where not exists. Okay, let me write it for you and then we'll go. And then it's a subquery. It's a subquery, therefore they're called correlated queries, but it's a subquery. So now I want to do what? I want where there does not exist such a record from the table. Just write it with me, okay? Then I'll explain it because it will be difficult to kind of go both ways. Okay, now let me take off my caps lock. Okay, job current contact ID is equal to JC contact ID. And there you are. Okay, you write it down and then I'll explain what it means. It's not very tough, but it is a little kind of confusing. And of course, I have to check the answers. What are we getting here? People have that do not have a job, right? 2 of them don't have a job. Yeah, okay. That's the answer we are expecting. So 7 and 10. Write it and then I'll explain what it means. So there is a not exist and there is an exist. Okay, I'll give you examples of both. Okay, I have them both. The next question uses them both. Okay, look at what it is saying now. So the first one is not so tough. 348 to 350 makes sense, but kind of read it this way. It says, find the names and emails of those contacts that, I'll explain what I'm trying to say in my words, okay, where such that it does not exist when I'm trying to make a combined table. So let's look at one at a time. Here it says, okay, you have to combine 2 tables. You'll say, where are the 2 tables? You only have 1 table here. But look at the condition here. This is why it's called correlated. The condition says, join the job current table with the my contacts table on the contact ID. That's what it is trying to say. And then pick up those records that do not exist in this join. So they don't have a job. You see what I mean? I'll repeat again. So go with me. Let's look at the question again once so that you have it. Name and email of all who currently have a job. Am I doing it wrong? Name and email of all contacts who do not have a job. Right, I'm right. I'm saying I was doing do not. Okay, people who do not have a job. Now let's look at it again. Think about this. Join the MC table, the my contacts table, and the job current table on the contact ID. It gets joined, right? Wherever there is a join. And you're trying to say, I only want to pick up. So what's left I want to pick up? Pick up such that it does not exist in this join. So when you join it, what will join? Think about it. When you join the MC table and the job current table, what will be joined? People who have a job, right? Because you are joining on the contact ID, right? Now you are saying only pick up those records from the my contacts table that do not exist in that table. So what do you have? People who do not have a job. I'll repeat again. The inner query is correlated to the outer query in this way. The MC table, the my contacts table, and the job current table are being joined on the contact ID. When they are joined on the contact ID, what do you have? You have a table in which are all those records who have a job. Therefore, they were joined, right? Now you are saying pick up the rest of the records from the my contacts table that don't exist in that particular table. So like a minus. And that's the people who don't have a job. This is called a correlated subquery because the inner query condition is talking to the outer table. So it cannot exist independently. So when I do this and run it, I should again have Renee and John. And there they are. It's just like a normal English not exist. Think about it. Find all the records in the my contacts table that do not exist in the join of those tables. Maybe that will make more sense if you think about it. So pick up all those records from the my contacts table that do not exist in the join of those tables. And what does the join have? People who have a job is a join table. Join means what? You're joining. Joining means you can only join people who have a job with the my contact. And you only want to pick up those records from MC that are not in the combination of MC and JC. That's what a correlated subquery is. It is a not exist and there is an exist, and I'll show you both of them. Bear with me. You have to get this. Find all job titles that are desired and are in the job listings. This is not so tough. Look at the table that are desired and in job listings, just the titles. Okay, so select the title from that's a desired. Oh, we haven't done the desired table yet. So it's not coming up. Desired, comma, the other table is listings. That's also not coming up. Okay, so all titles that are desired and are in the job listing. So I want this job and it is in the listing also, right? But notice how here title is in both the fields. So you'll have to give it like a qualification. Okay, so all those titles, and again, You could use distinct if you only want to see it once. So since there are job desired here and job listings, because I'll need it. You can use whatever you like, hopefully, but we'll see. And again, distinct, if you don't want to see it more than once, we'll leave it for now and then we'll talk about distinct. Okay, so all those job titles that are desired and are in the job listings. And you'll say, oh, that's done, I've done it. But keep in mind that I haven't yet given my joining condition. I've said which tables are required, but haven't given my joining condition. So you could use a natural join if you like, and then you don't have to think about it. But don't forget, right? So jobs that are desired and are in the job listings is here. There it is. So natural join avoids me to write the condition. So you can do it this way if you like. And now what? That's it. Let's see if it works. We've done this before in something as in group by or something. I forget now. But anyway. Remember, 2 people wanted to be computer programmers and 1 wanted to be a baker, and these jobs were available in your job listings. Now, since you're seeing the computer programmer twice, if you want, you can put distinct here. I mean, nothing stops. It doesn't say anything. It says find all job titles, but it doesn't say repeat them or anything. So all you have to do is put distinct here. These are the titles that are desired and are also in the job listings. We have done this before. I think I remember it, but I can't remember where, maybe last week. Or I can tell you another thing that you can. So this will now give you computer programmer once. And this is the right way of doing it, but you can do it another way, though it's not the obvious way, but you can also do it this way. You can remove the distinct from here. And I don't like that way, but anyway, you should know it. And remember your group by. You can group by title here. Then also it will only show it once. I'm thinking. I think I'm right, because grouping by does that. We can double check. That's what I'm thinking should work. I should only see it once, because group by only does it once, right there. But this seems to be more obvious, doesn't it? I like this better because it's obvious that you only want to show it once, but it can be done. I mean, you can, the group by works this way too. So that's your join, job done. Now a subquery. That are desired are in the job listings. So find out what are in job listings and then what say these are that are desired. So this is not so tough, but we'll do it. So first find out what is in job listings. Select title from job listings, table job listings. Why don't I see the listings one? Not sure why I don't see it here. I'll stick with my convention of small. So here are titles that are in job listings, and it says they're also in job desired. So you have to do another select here. And notice I don't have to do any, there is no ambiguity here, no qualification. From which table? From my table, oops, from my table current. And now your where and your title is in. So here is your job desired. Think about it. Will we need distinct here? This title is being picked up from, no, this is only occurring once. See where you don't have to just close blindly put distincts. This title is being picked up. Oh, it is being picked from current. No, sorry, not current. I'm so sorry, desired. There is more than one programmers. So title is picked up from the desired, and if it is in the job listings, it's in the desired and in the job listings. This will also give it twice, because computer programmer will be picked up twice. There it is. Right? So I need a distinct again. So just don't blindly put distincts, kind of check if it is required. But here I could by looking at the query itself. Because it was being picked up from job desired and there were 2 computer programmers, I knew it would come twice. So don't put redundant code. If you just put it for the heck of it, I'll dock off marks because you're not even thinking. Right? So careful. Do things carefully. And now the correlated query. It says people who have a job, people desire a job, and it is also available in the job listings. Okay, again, think of it. It's quite similar to a subquery, except that it kind of combines it. Okay, so I'll write it for you. Hopefully it will make sense. It's kind of a subquery, but the inner and the outer subqueries kind of work together. So now let me think. It's job desired, and I want to make a correlated one. Job desired, just giving it a name because I need it inside. And now where and exists. Select, give me a minute. Star, doesn't matter what I'll see if I need a field from job listings. And we'll again speak it in English so that it makes sense, okay? These are people who require the job, like they desire this. Select this. JD dot title is equal to JL dot title. There it is, and there it is, and there it is. Let's see if the answers are right. I'm hoping the answers are right. Only people who desire. Computer programmer and baker. Two of them, computer programmer and baker. Yep, right. Okay, now let's see. So the first one was not that tough. You said make a natural join. You are here. Answer is there. Why do I have two joins? Oh, I did a group by, showing you a distinct and group by. Here is the subquery. Subquery says find the titles from the listings. And if you're also in the title, that means it's there. Now the third one, look at the third one and read it with me. Read the inner one first. It says join the tables listing and desired on their common title field. So you have a join, right? You have a join. Then pick up those titles from the job desired table that exist here. That's all you're saying. The first one was saying where it doesn't exist. Here you're saying exists. So join the job listings and the job desired table. Join them. So you'll have records. Join them on titles. So same titles. And now pick up those ones where the title, where the record of the job desired exists in this particular set. Same, opposite to not exist, but the same concept. The two tables to be joined on a certain condition. One says it is not in there. The second one says it is there. So join listings and desired on the common title field, and then pick up those records from job desired that are in this table, in this joined table. So I only wanted the title, so I gave title here. You could have put a star and you will get everything in the star. Right? So where not exist says does not exist in the join, where exists says exists in the join. Bless you, right? So another way of doing it. But these are called correlated queries. Why are they called correlated queries? Because the inner query is related to the outer query. Last, 6 minutes to go. Last, find all those job titles that are desired by more than one people, right? The computer programmer one. By more than one people, we'll say, or contacts, we'll say, something which will make sense, and are in the job listings. So we already know, we already have half of the answer. We already know what are the jobs that are desired and are in listing. All we have now to do is count. If the count is greater than 1, it's desired by more than 1 people. Make sense? We've already said, so let's do that join, the first join. I'll write it in a different way for you if you like. I've done a natural join here. I'll just write a normal join here so that I keep you busy. You can put a comma if you like. And then you have to put a where condition. Don't forget your where conditions. Okay. So JD dot something is equal to JL dot something. How do you make this two tables? Oh, trim it, right? Title. I forgot my trims everywhere. Yeah, I've forgotten my trims everywhere. Please put trims in all, wherever you've done a combination. Do it here. I forgot it here. Anyway. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm saying join the two tables and get me the titles get me the titles which, oh, I can do distinct here because I have to do a count. And do distinct here. Get me those titles which occur more than once. Okay, so now what do we do? Remember, Occur more than once means you have to do a group by. You have to do a group by your title. And having count of the title more than once. Okay, now let's look at it. It's no different from what we've done before. What isn't it like? Oh, semicolon. You've done this before. You just did it in 7A. People who want a job, desire a job, and it is in the job listings. You just did it. 7A was doing this in different ways. I've just shown it now with a different way by putting a comma here. You could put the word inner join here if you like and do an on there. Okay, so I've used a comma here. But after that, what did I do? So I have this information already. We don't need to spend time on this. We already have this information that this is desired and is also in the listings. I have that. I don't do distinct here because now I want to group them. I group them. Computer programmers will come together, bakers will come together, whoever, they'll all come together. And then I only pick up those titles in which the count is greater than 1. And count of what? Count of this title. Which is this title? The one that you are grouping. Which one are you grouping? The one that you are picking. So titles could have been picked up from JL also. I stuck to JD because in your mind you're thinking, well, these are the desired jobs, right? So the first 3 lines are no different from what you did. All I did was I grouped them and I said only pick up the ones that have more than one. So computer programmer is the only answer I'm expecting because computer programmer job is desired by more than 1 people. So you could use comma, you could use inner join. I'm sure with inner join you just have to put a. So you can put a note for yourself. This is 7A with additional counting. Without distinct also. You can't put distinct. Right? So I can do the same thing here. I've just copied it from it. I just removed the word natural join. And I said I'll do something else here. And here you can do an on. Oh, let's see if I can do an on with this condition. Yeah, I can. So you can put it whatever ways you like. So it was a natural join at the head. So I repeat, I'm not trying to confuse you, but I'm trying to just show you different ways you can do the same thing. So I've just written the same thing in 3 different ways. In one, I've put the comma. In one, I've used the word inner join. In the third one, I've used the word natural join. And it is no different from what you did in 7A. Right? I just used the joins because they were more natural. I mean, you could do it through a subquery if you like. You can do whatever you like as long as you can group by. These are the 2 extra lines I've put everywhere. Group them by. I've removed distinct. So it is 7A without distinct. You can do the distinct part because distinct with otherwise you won't have any answer. So I've done it with join. I'm sure you can do it with subquery also. What were we doing in subqueries? Subquery said select distinct titles. Yep, you can do the same with subqueries also. You can even do it with the correlated subquery also because it's doing the same thing. All I added was group by and having. That's all I added. So whether you do your 7A by a join, whether you do your 7A by a subquery, or whether you do your 7A by a related subquery or correlated query, it really doesn't matter. Then you add the condition. You say group by having count greater than 1. So all of them will work. All of these will work that you've done here. Even this will work. So you can actually take all of them, copy them here, and add these 2 lines in all of them. And your answers should be the same. Oh, remove the distinct. We don't want the distinct. Distinct will not give us the right answer. Oh, we'll have to say group by JD. So job desired. Because I'm saying group by. I mean, I don't have to say group by at all now, but anyway. I've just kind of copied them. Okay, that's all I've done.
And do we have to copy them too?
Don't do it. You can pick it up from Blackboard if you like. Once I'm done, I'll put it on Blackboard. I'm just trying to show you that it should run. That's my aim. Because it's no different from what you've done with an added condition. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong, but you never know. I've not tried them, but computer programmer in every case. Computer programmer in every case. Yep, computer programmer in every case. Once you have the knack of it, then most probably you will be right. But you always have to check. So I'll put this on Blackboard now. This is enough food for your starting your assignment, right? So I'll give you the assignment after Friday. Once I finish with my other class, I don't want to give them a shock. I'll do this with the other class, then I put out the assignment, and then you can start working on it, and we'll do more examples next week so that if you're stuck, you have more help with you. Okay, so the assignment will have to be given. I don't think I'll have time to do it. And I'll give you a couple of weeks for it so that you have enough time. And Java has to come to, keep that in mind, don't forget. So that has to come to you. So you'll be having 2 from me in this rest of the 3 weeks. Okay, I'll put this out. Okay, so this will go on Blackboard. So that's the only one we covered today, but I think we did it 25 different types in the same example.